Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is WalkManiacsE, and welcome to another exciting session of Distant Wanderers. Joining me, as always, are my ever-present role players. Going down the list, we have Doc playing Lucien Vale,
I had something planned this time, but I completely forgot what.
uh, Colin playing Darrow Oxenoff II,
Only blind this time. Darrow's blind date.
Nilosaur playing Saoirse Bonfil,
Hello.
and Zammy playing Howl Percival Evangeline.
Choke.
I realize, I still keep calling you Zammy, but would you prefer to go by your Discord name, which is Neum? Or...
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
like
You sure?
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Choke.
Choke.
When last we left off, the party had finally arrived back in Creekside for some much-needed rest and attempted relaxation. The party at large just kind of unpacked and went to sleep, with a few people staying up and engaging in nocturnal activities such as walking around the mansion 16 times and reading nautical erotica. When the morning resumed, our party split up a bit to go handle some things. Lucien made some friends and a lot of money at cards with the dwarves of Clan Dugan, as well as found a variety of unique magic items that they now possess. Darrow did some research on the Freedom Initiative that he had been seeing in his memories and dreams before proceeding to head to a local temple to just kind of vent some frustrations and concerns and hope to find a listening ear, and did find one in a priest of Palor who advised them that, just because they are, going through a lot and they can't handle it doesn't mean that they are weak. It just means that they are human and that they will struggle. But it's no reason to give up and, call their personal progress weakness, failure, or illness. Then Zammy went to therapy, as Howl went out to the Elven Temple of Loveless Ennereth they had been at before, spoke with Fury and the priest, trying to kind of discover a way to learn divine magics, as well as kind of learn more about themselves in a way. And after kind of a nice discussion and a lot more venting and a few more tears, their spiritual journey had progressed one step further. Then, of course, Saoirse spent a lot of the day Saoirse and Carenia both spent a lot of the day in much-needed decompression. Saoirse deciding to walk about the estate and read a book and enjoy the sights, smells, and scenes of her home, and Carenia decided to write some letters and spend much-needed time with Barkinsaw as they had been away for quite a bit. Viantra spent the rest of the day reading until Fall appeared and asked that the party be summoned. As the party reconvened and Fall dropped a great deal of knowledge on him, tensions once again rose high, as trust for Fall was still not at the level that he desired. After a heated confrontation with Saoirse, the Fall left and gave the rest of the party an ultimatum that he would return within 48 hours, and if any one of the party decided they no longer wished to continue working on this project with Fall, he would let them be, to pursue whatever ends, means, or desires they had. And he expressed his regret at involving them in this to the degree that he had. And then left to give them 48 hours to make up their minds. The party then was left to their devices that evening. I never essentially established, like, what the party did after that because of time constraints and other stuff. So my question to the party is, would you like to pick up the morning after?
No, I would not. I would like to play out some more of the day.
Okay. Doc would like to continue where we left off. Nyla, what would you like to do?
I don't fucking know.
Do you want to pick up from where you left off in the alchemy lab with Lucien on the other side of the door, or would you like to skip to the next morning?
Sure. I guess.
Okay. So that's 2 for continuing. Zammy, what would you like to do?
I have something planned with Carenia that I wanted to do, so.
With Star not being here,
Star
He's
is
here
here.
now.
Star is
God.
here.
Why don't you ever announce?
Because you're in.
Discord web blue blue.
Yeah, Discord announced it.
Well, yeah, no, I have streamer mode on. That's fair.
Yeah.
Star, say hi.
Star's not gonna say hi.
Introduce Star.
Uh,
I'll introduce
and then of
you.
course we have Star, who plays Karina Casares and needs to get in roll 20.
Apparently she has manners.
Check them.
Apparently she has manners, followed up by a comment that proves that you don't have manners.
Nothing wrong with absolute candor. Nothing wrong with that.
I understand, but you don't have to let the world know. Like, whatever. Sorry, I have 2 chats up.
Absolute
Jesus.
candor.
That's what I was about to write.
The world don't see jack shit. Move on.
All right. Well, Darrow, tomorrow or same day?
I don't have much planned for either, but if they want to do same day, then I'm alright with that.
All right. So that's 2 for same day. 1 is a maybe, and then Zammy, who said you want to do something with Star. So, I will go ahead and pick up same day. And so we will wait for Star to get back. So we'll pick up first with Lucien and Saoirse, as they are currently in the same location, more or less. So yeah, Lucien, you're on the other side of a door. You know, are you sitting against it, like you're with your back to it, or are you just sitting in front of it?
Yeah, no, I'm just leaning against the door.
All right, and then Nyla, you are on the other side in your laboratory. Are you also leaning against the door, like with your back against it, or are you just walking around?
She was. I think she was. She'll probably get up after a little bit and start walking around.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait there until she either lets me in or starts. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So as Lucien waits, Saoirse, what are you doing currently?
Ooh. She's probably gonna start to tinker to take her mind off of it.
Mm-hmm. Anything in particular you want to work on?
That's a good question.
I'm sorry, you cut out there for me. Can you please repeat?
Oh no, I said that's a good question.
Would you like to be working on something that you have in your possession, or are you going to be picking up an unfinished project?
I do not know. Probably let's go for an unfinished project.
Would you like a
Yeah.
list of your unfinished projects?
Sure.
Okay. Going down the list of things that I had prepared for shit that's in Saoirse's workshop, which is the actual name of my Google Doc. There is, of course, you had been working on distilling some components for potions and whatnot, because, you know, they're in order to make sure that you're actually able to practice your alchemy, you do still need to have components and reagents, which usually involves distilling herbs or other minerals and chemicals down through either, you know, thermal means, or there's a lot of different alchemical processes that you use to get essentially distill the true essence of whatever your subject is you're working with. Another is you did delve a while into mechanical contraptions, of which I have 2 prepared. There is an old grandfather clock that you were in the process of fixing. Currently, all of its components are just like on the floor, with the actual clock itself just standing upright, like the wooden frame for it. And then on a workbench, you were working on building a, let's see here, automated owl. It is essentially just a mechanical owl. And then I have 2 more. One, let's see here. One is actually, like, it's alchemical, but not in the... I'm trying to think of how to put this. Not in a typical sense. Not like potions and brews and whatnot. You were in the process of working on a, like, pottery glaze that would preserve, like, anything it coated. So essentially, like, if you dug something out of, like, an archaeological dig site and it was intact, you could clean it up and then coat it in the glaze, and it would like actually preserve, like, the pottery or metal work if you decided to coat it in it like a resin. And then last but not least, there are just some unjournaled notes in the corner on one of your dig sites that you kind of like filed, but they weren't finished. So yeah, that's your 5 open projects.
I'll sort through the files, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing. So the files are from before Griffin's Bastion. It was essentially like it. Because when you were in Griffin's Bastion, you had just finished up a dig, if I remember correctly, because you said that your clothes were still dirty. So I'd say that these notes are from the expedition before that. As you kind of read over them, you were hired essentially to head into the Briarwood surrounding Lianshay. You were given certain levels of clearance, so you were able to circumvent some of the wards and designs that keep people out, but they didn't want you getting into like the central capital, so they just like let you into, let's say, the mid-ring of defenses surrounding the capital, and you were essentially tasked with exploring a ruin that had popped up, like it was relatively new. And so they were kind of, like, concerned about that. They're like, this looks like it's been here forever, but we know it wasn't there before. And the ruin in question was a giant tree that stretched about, I'd say, about 5 miles high. But when you went to investigate it on the inside, you found out that it was much larger and wider on the inside than it was on the outside. So you'd spent some
like
time...
Like the TARDIS?
Kind of, yeah. Like, it
okay.
Just huge. So you spent some time exploring it and kind of taking notes on the things you found inside. Like, it looks like there was some degree of civilization that had made this. you assumed it was Fey in origin just because, like they said, it hadn't been there before, so you probably, like, your immediate assumption was that it was pulled from another plane of reality. Especially considering as you began to explore that the spatial magics used on it to make it that big were far more advanced than anything you've come across. Because of the size of it, you didn't explore too deep because, unknown danger. But, there's a lot of details that you had, like, written into the edges of your notes, that were kind of scattered, so basically, like, you hadn't submitted, like, your formal report. These are just kind of more like your scribblings. Lucien, make me a perception check, please. Well, actually, what's your passive?
I'm asleep.
Oh, you're asleep on the other side of the door?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very important campaign-related question. Does Lucien snore? And if so, does he snore loudly?
No, not loudly, just the usual, like, breathing.
Okay. So yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your workshop, Saoirse?
Probably not.
Alright. You can spend the rest of your night going through the notes and just kind of reading through your observations and studies, and you can... There is a bed in your workshop. Like, you're a very methodical individual. So if you want to get rest, you can always sleep in here. Especially considering that if you decide to approach the door to, like, leave, you will hear, like, Lucien, like, breathing on the other side of the door. Like, you can tell he's asleep.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna stay in there then.
Alright.
Probably sleep there for the night.
Alright. So, as you continue to work on some things through the night and just collect yourself, and Lucien sleeps guard, we're gonna go ahead and hop over to Howl and Carenia to do the scene y'all wanted to do. What's poppin', G's?
Wanted to ask Carenia if she wanted to have like a funeral for Jenkins, and then we could bring Conrad along, and anyone is free to join. And it was just a little something that we could do.
Okay, if my brother comes in out of nowhere, I'll beat his ass. But, ooh. Yes, hello, Grania didn't just wake up.
Fucking called it.
Anyways.
No, not the laugh.
Well, yeah, with the funeral, I was thinking about doing something like that. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Okay. We'll start inviting people. Darrow, you're welcome to if you want. Or choke. Whatever. Go to Conrad's room.
Darrow, would you like to come to the funeral of Jenkins?
Yes.
Yeah, because like you're all still in the room. Like,
Yeah.
granted,
Oh.
Vion does go ahead and like leave, and they're gonna head back to their room to book.
Oh.
So did you ask him directly? Sorry, I was.
Yeah.
Okay. Though I only knew him for a brief time, he didn't seem an utterly terrible person. Very well, I will attend. That is not Darrow's voice.
Can I go to Conrad's room then and invite him as well? Of
All right.
course.
Nah, I'll leave Conrad with this man. He doesn't have any place here.
So as you go to Conrad's room, he just like, yes, hello.
Conrad, I know we didn't get to really talk much or meet, and you know it was really rough. But you know I thought of having a little nice funeral for Jenkins. It's the least thing I could do.
As he seems to be waking up as it's like 9 at night, and he was probably going to bed. He's just like, oh, I would like that. I would like that very much. That would be right lovely to have a funeral for my best friend.
No, I pat him on the back. Oh, I'm so sweet.
He just hugs you. He just like hugs you. I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
I'm
envelops both
so,
of them.
so sorry.
Okay. Envelops and wings.
He's just like, I was just taking my time today to process, and it just hit me that my friend's dead.
So
Oh
sweet.
my god.
He's resting now.
Fuck. Guys.
May harps of angels sing. I think that's the phrase, the turn of harps of angels. Sing him to his eternal rest.
In rest he shall.
Alright. I'll wait for you so you could take a minute. And once everyone's ready, we'll leave. Get some flowers if we can. And yeah.
All right.
Pat, pat.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do tonight?
It's choking. Right, guys. Right?
When we were going to do the funeral tomorrow or today? I got lost.
I mean, it's 9 at night, so there's not really a way to do the funeral now. A lot of shops are closed.
That is true.
And that's okay.
Howl did I said it today. Howl, it's night. Oh, right. Tomorrow.
Like hold the funeral.
Tomorrow.
Not like where.
Oh, where? Oh, we're gonna have to probably find a place in the woods, maybe.
Oh my god.
Is there like a
There's
place? I don't know.
plenty of, like, temples that have graveyards, you monster!
Yeah, let's just bury him obscurely in the woods.
I have... Oh man, I just realized that I removed the markings on the map because I was, like, getting rid of, Damn it, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can command Z. There we go.
Let's leave his grave unmarked while we're at it.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Yeah, why don't you invite me to the funeral? How about
No,
too?
we're gonna kill him again.
Just Lucien walks out with a stake and a hammer, and everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" In case he gets back up.
I'm deeply considering whether Darrow would unawarely invite Lucien for a funeral or not.
Double tap.
Don't Darrow. He's the man that killed.
I ain't the man.
Shows up, hey man, sorry I killed you. No hard feelings.
It's like, hey man, sorry I killed you, no hard feelings, leads down to the grave. I'm actually not sorry.
Damn it,
I'm not sorry.
I mean, we
I
don't
would
have
have
the
done it again
body.
if he was still
Yeah, no, you don't have the body because, you destroyed the
left it.
dimensional plane that it existed in.
Also, thanks to Lucien.
Guys, it was Viantra's.
So,
You're right.
it's like, guys,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it's
Viantra's own decision with no coaxing whatsoever.
Leia, man. But no, yeah, seriously, yeah. Decide if you are or not. I mean, we're joking here, but who knows?
I will say I don't think he'd be like, especially in his current state, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Seriously. He's
Oh.
kind of just like, I should go as a courtesy. He doesn't really extend it beyond that.
Mhm. On that note, so we're doing the funeral tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do tonight before the rest?
Hey, hello.
Oh,
Cool,
shit.
you thought you escaped me. But like, before we like split up or whatever we do, excuse the jester accent. Let me think. Then after Carenia probably took some more biscuits to feed Arkansas. She would have gone to, let me think. So it's like 9 and yeah. Going to say like maybe after they split. And then she got the biscuits, she went to Howl's room. Ah shit, she doesn't know where his room is. She's gonna look for Howl's room unless he's out and about still. Question marks.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just go through this estate one more time.
Well, you did already message me saying that you weren't going to sleep again.
Yes. So,
You're just wandering around, but I keep missing you.
wandering around.
Well, I mean, given Hal's walking speed and your, walking speed as a barbarian, you'll catch up to Hal. It may take some time given the size of the Bonfil estate, but I wouldn't say that it takes more than like an hour.
Yeah, that's fair. Tiptoes. It's been an hour, please. As she like finally finds him.
Hello? Like, look around. Hello?
And then she like quietly runs because she doesn't really know which one's the bedrooms and which one isn't, so she just quietly runs up to him. Okay, it has been an hour of me traversing these holes. I was looking for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just a genuine look of like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to go sit somewhere and then, like, talk about stuff. I mean, about whatever.
Talk about stuff.
Just like
She-
stuff, whatever. Not like stuff that you wouldn't want to talk about. Just like. This is Saoirse's house, really? Well, I need to confess something. So we go like find some place to sit, maybe I don't know where. So you'd have to lead me.
Yeah, like, what are you feeling, more indoors or outdoors?
I mean, we just maybe like somewhere a little bit, maybe a little private. It can be either though. I don't really know where.
Okay. I mean, we could always go to. Oh, I don't really want to go to your room. Like, someone might just say things. We've been gone for a very long time. People are starting to think we're dating. Maybe not people. Your brother thinks we're dating. I don't want anything to do with it.
Well,
I had to deal with him for 2 fucking weeks.
oh,
I don't want it anymore.
must be nice, like, you know, like you guys took care of each other, and that look on your face says no, so...
Yeah, took care of each other, sure.
You can, like, go to your room, or my room, or... What else is there?
I'm honestly fine with either, it doesn't matter. Yeah, either way. Oh, I.
She's just like, oh, looks back.
Right, my room then.
Okay.
And I go to my room, and I open it.
Arkansas is with this, by the way, but they'll probably just be like by the door.
Arkansas.
Yeah, so you go into your room, which you have woken up in, but you haven't really been in a lot. It's nice, you know. Poster bed with the drapes and or sorry, 4-poster bed with the drapes and nice curtains that block out the light, allowing for more restful sleep. Well furnished.
Nice.
Oh, it's nice room.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much identical to your room, Karina. Like it's not like anything crazy or different or yeah.
These are just guest rooms. Not much to, I don't know, would expect your own. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what I expected going to a big house that I had no idea existed till now. I'm pretty sure. Right, would I have heard about like anything about Saoirse's name? Probably not, because yeah.
Probably not, because Saoirse doesn't even like really using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild. You know, she like what's it called? Noble? Or is it some so she's a noble?
Yeah, she's enough. Nice standing? Pretty sure. I'm not too sure where she really falls. I'm pretty sure she's above me, possibly. But yeah, we didn't know each other till we came here. Honestly.
Pretty wild. Did not understand the goal like case. We all have
Private lives? Sorry.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, private lives. But the rooms are bigger than my whole house. I don't. Yeah, she plops down on the floor. Beckons Arkansas to like kind of sit in her lap, and then just like, it's comfy.
Sorry, I'm just like going through my bag and stuff, taking stuff out.
Just doing inventory of all the shit you lost.
Like, oh fuck, I lost that. No. Stop.
No.
It's fine. These pebbles make up for it.
So, hello. How are you doing?
It's kind of complicated, really. A lot has happened. So Just a little time to process stuff.
Mm.
Honestly, like, the week we were getting you back is the week that a lot of stuff went down, especially for Saoirse. Yeah, I got told a couple of things. Party was struggling. We haven't really bonded, clearly.
Mm.
It's an experience. Wouldn't want to share it with anyone, really. Kind of glad you missed out, though. Yeah, I mean, and he sits down. So, should we start from square one? Catch you up?
If I mean, if it's okay to hear, like, understandably, of course, probably a lot has happened, and if details are too, what's it called, rough to share, then of course you don't need to say this. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable explaining what went down with Saoirse. Because, one, I still need to process that. I got told things last minute. So, there's that. Well, I mean, at least explained last minute. Everyone else knew. I didn't know shit. At least for the explanation. So, if you ever want to talk with Saoirse about that stuff, go to her. Not my story, clearly.
Sorry, be right back really quick. My brother's doing a thing.
It's okay.
I'll be back just a minute.
Alright, gotta prepare to be rap guy. Explain as fast as possible.
I mean, you could have just been like, and then the recap happens. Like, you don't.
I mean, I hope Star did know it. I hope she did. So. But yeah. So, how's everyone's day?
Yeah.
Nap time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nap time.
Oh.
Nap time.
Snore.
Snooze.
Sorry for all the noise.
Oh, it's not even that bad. You're alright.
Oh, okay.
I heard like a brief tossing of your microphone. That's it.
Okay.
He said he really said "I'll BR" and then deafened.
Uh, so, so don't let him know, but Seisha ain't coming out until he leaves.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to see where this
Oh,
goes.
I have something planned for that. Don't worry.
Okay, thank
I'll message you, Nyla.
Oh.
you. Ooh!
Lucien probably wouldn't be able to figure it out either.
Lucian's gonna kick down that fucking door.
You would.
There's like no other option.
And then he's gonna kill her in the process.
Oh,
Bonk.
damn,
Ow.
well, did what we could.
I find it funny how you say bonk ow, and then I just sent you what I sent.
What'd you send me?
You better check.
Ah! I don't know how
Ah.
to feel about that.
It's gonna be great. I know what it is. I'm rooting for it. I bet it's gonna be amazing.
But
I hope
is-
it. I hope it happens.
It'll happen.
Oh, God.
Good. I hope this thing I don't know the specifics of or anything of happens.
I'll just say before she goes to sleep, she'll just actually tidy up the room. Because it's probably a little bit of a mess.
It is very much a mess.
Then she will clean it.
Cleaning hours.
Cleaning hours.
Alright, Star's back.
Oh, Star back. Oh.
Yes, yes. Okay, I had to run.
And then the recap happens.
Yeah, Howl just becomes rap god. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, get the gist of what's happening throughout the battle. Not much. It's like, I guess to explain like combat, Howl's just like, yeah, we bump into these creatures and then I don't know, I woke up. And then we kept
So we ran into these creatures, and I heard a scream, and then I passed out, and then I woke up, and the fight was over. I assume that like, as Howl goes into like their in-depth explanations of what happens, like, I don't know, like I just imagine the fucking can playing in the background as he's just like explaining shit, and like Karina's reactions go from like ooh to oh god, just like
nodding along and like giving her own horrified expressions when it's required.
and then your brother's arm broke. You know, I tried to cast something, didn't work, obviously.
yeah, just
Shit.
Bum 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 bum.
I like my version better, personally.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, a lot.
That full time like. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot. Visibly trying to process.
I can tell.
as the hamster wheel begins to turn.
Like, does he like a bit of like go into detail about the dream ones, or it's like, oh yeah, we all just went through trauma track, but
Howell explained how the Dreaming Woods was mainly based off of. He said that most likely everyone experienced their own fears in their own way, and probably caused a lot of trauma.
I can't even imagine what anyone went through during that. I mean, yeah, I mean, me and the group with, I remember the word desk were fine because, yeah, they had their thing, but I mean, how long were you in there? Like,
I don't know. I think we left in the morning. And, I mean, we came back in the afternoon. I don't know how long. Well, not afternoon, night, actually. So I don't even really know how long we were in there.
yeah, it's just like petting Arkansas and really thinking like it's a lot and like whatnot. You guys didn't like talk or anything. Like, I'm sure you must have had like those moments with the group where it was okay. Like,
Yes.
just
No, they're very limited. I mean, everyone, after some time, you kind of get engrossed in your head a little bit about everything that's going on. I guess, for me, from my perspective, we had like two people that were too engrossed in their head. We had another guy who did whatever, and then we had Saoirse who was really hard to read, and me, I was engrossed with my own things. I mean, from how it all started at Saoirse, when we received all our items of these things leading into our past, you know, I think kind of becomes a little hard to not think about those things. I don't know what everyone else received, but I mean, I can't blame them for not wanting to talk. I mean, after all, it just kind of feels like we're strangers. So, it was hard.
I'm sorry to hear that after everything happened and still, you guys are still going through. Well, yeah, still processing things, of course, and I hope it can take our time before we go. Well, whoever, I'm kind of good. Thanks. God, what are people doing? So, alright, something temples. Not gonna lie, kind of hard to process all that at once as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to feel really. Just. Well, I don't know, because frankly, I don't care. Like, it's the rough part. I don't really care. I mean, I care for the fact that this is going to affect us later in the future and people later on. Don't get me wrong. But the thing that is most. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like, well, Bianca and Darrow just said how they had their reasons, which is staying because they found something or information, whatever it was, during their journey with this fucking madness. And Lucien, I'm not sure. Saoirse's upset for good reasons. And you, or people, just got told things last. So, yeah, no, it's confusing.
And you said how you're doing, and I mean, understandably, it's complicated, but I mean, I don't really know the right words to ask of it, and, like, if you're going to be alright, or like, not to ask like what you're going to be doing or anything, but like, I don't know.
I like to think I'd be doing alright. I mean, it kind of gets a little, like his eyes get a little red. I mean, like, I don't think it can't get possibly worse than this. It can't. I refuse it. I don't know. I'll be in denial of it, sure, whatever, but I don't know. A lot of stuff. It's complicated. I just kind of want my head to stop thinking for a bit. There's so many emotions. I don't know what to feel. I feel sad, angry, ashamed. All these things I didn't feel before. I just got told things recently, and I don't know what to do with myself half the time. Like, I mean, it just can't get worse than this. It seriously can't, because I'm just so tired of it all. After the Dreaming Woods, I can't sleep. How can I sleep? I mean, when everything that I just saw was nothing but blood, and my innocence just got torn to shreds right in front of me, right in front of my child self, I would do anything to take it all back. I would do anything to just be normal again and not experience anything that I just experienced. I miss my home. I miss my family. I can't even go back without the worry of possibly getting assassinated. I don't feel right that I'm here, because what if I get everyone else killed? And I don't feel okay to leave myself either. So it sucks. Kind of feel like I had no one during the party, and I didn't want to start explaining my whole stuff while Saoirse was going through experiences and all that. Yeah.
Is Howl looking not at Karina's eyes?
No, he's not looking.
Okay.
Loki crying.
Because without realizing it, Karina's just still processing a little bit, but it's like overall. Trying to find the words as tears stream down her face and just go bloop on her arm. And then I'm sorry you felt alone, Howl.
No, don't say that. You're gonna make me cry. Why are you apologizing? Oh, no.
I wasn't here for you. And I'm sorry. I wasn't strong enough to stay.
No, you're strong enough. You're here right now.
And she like covers her face with her hands. I wasn't strong enough to stay, so I could have protected you.
You weren't here. You can't put this blame on yourself. You didn't know that this would happen. And besides, we had each other. It was the only thing left.
But I mean, if you don't want to stay, then I don't want to be the reason you do, because what if I fail you again?
Not going to fail me. You can't. It's Carenia, Saoirse, we're talking here. Kind of nudges you.
She
No,
like
seriously.
She's like a love snot. She's an ugly crier.
Ah, One Piece crying. Got it.
I'm not gonna fail. As much as you want to be protective, as much as you try, no matter how hard you try, it's just, it sucks to hear, but it's not enough. When these type of things that are out of your control happen. Therefore, the only thing you can do is cherish the memories. I don't know, care for it.
still feels really bad to know Paul's just off kidnapped. Who gets kidnapped? Like, honestly, especially someone like me who worked for years to gain muscle and stuff, and then it feels like at least half of that work just went out the window. To get kidnapped, and then everyone who I care about gets traumatized and hurt, and like I went with my brother on this journey in the first place to protect him, to find and protect him, and to got a broken arm and probably saw some really bad shit in that stupid forest. It's like I feel like I failed him and you, and then Jenkins died. And I couldn't protect them either. One of the only two people that were nice to me while I was freaking kidnapped.
Oh my god.
And I lost a pig! Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'll just hug you. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
I failed you again! I was supposed to come over here and be strong and see how you were doing, and then...
I'm like an emotional wreck. I haven't slept for a fucking day trying to figure out my emotions. I failed myself, if anything. I failed my stupid sleeping medication.
You
I was
had
supposed to follow it for 30 days. I failed. You know what? The plan was simple. Don't fuck up plan A. I fucked up plan A.
No.
What was plan B? Don't fuck up plan A.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I'll beat the shit out
I didn't mean to start. And she wipes her face off and still. Oh,
of you. It's not everywhere.
I just want to be strong for people around me that I care about.
Everyone could be strong. Fuck, after this, I would like to go to any normal person, tell them our experiences, and see if they'd be strong.
You're so strong, Hill.
Oh yeah, all the peas in my body. Yeah.
No, you're a piece. I missed you so much. She like really hugs you tight.
You're so stupid.
I'm sorry, like, again, if you don't want to stay with us, then just don't let me be the reason if you actually do stay or something. I don't want to, like, chain you down to some stupid, mission that my brother wants to go on. And
Oh my god.
he was lost for like a year or something, but I found him. And damn it. And then it's like, oh yeah, I got the next shipwreck. I'm like, what do you mean you got the next shipwreck? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get hurt or experience any more bad stuff because I'm being I've been weak and it's nothing all over your shirt. Like, oh, stay. Like, I don't stay for me.
I kind of wipes his tears and shit. Late to the party.
Accidentally like grabs like the bed sheets and wipes her. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Wipes off their arm. Oh.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, it just kind of smears. It doesn't really.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's
Like,
fine.
I'm a failure.
Not to say that you failed anything, but
Oh, I can't even.
I guess the
fucking
sheets
begin.
failed at this point. Anyways.
Behind her. Her wings droop, and she's like, "This is probably the smallest you've ever seen her."
Aw.
Despite her, muscles and stuff, she's looking like so small. It's just something with my shirt. Okay.
That was really awkward. I mean, I don't know. I need to test out probably one more thing, and I'll decide if I'll stay or not. But I kind of want to check it with the body. I mean, I don't know. I'll make a point.
Just know
And-
that you just that I love you, and you're like, I need to count. You're one of my best friends, and whichever you decide, that you will always have me wherever I am and then wherever you are. And if I swear on all the gods I get kidnapped again, I'm gonna kill someone else. Always have me, and probably beyond too. I just need to beat him. My accent changed just a little. Still have some crying, I swear.
It's all good.
Yeah, you're really strong, and I believe you can do anything that you want. And no matter how many peas go to your thighs, and your muscles, you will still be probably stronger than me. Like, look at those mental guns. Yeah.
Oh, Karina. I promise you the party hasn't really seen me in this state yet. I've been crying.
No.
I've cried like more than enough, I think. And that's okay. But yeah, I mean, I can't help but feel like a really big crybaby in these kind of situations.
No, expressing emotions is really good for you. Whether it be alone or with someone else, it's like as long as you're expressing yourself, then don't let not letting it bottle up.
Like
Which
some
I
people.
do. Probably.
Yeah, I'm not saying who, but excuse me, you can probably imagine. Yeah.
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 Like it's not from her arm.
Oh. With all my power, I will beat your fucking ass if you keep saying sorry.
Sorry.
Didn't know something. Tell me you can see the fucking future now? No. You
You know
didn't
what?
know.
Maybe I can.
No. No, you can't.
In the future, we're going to get a wing. Okay, and then our wing starts wrapping around you. Oh,
Oh, fuck the baby.
Parker's will probably wrap himself around the two of them because he's so big and there's a little curl around them if they're close enough. See, you're those going to having a stroke. Yeah, I don't really know. I really don't know a lot.
Yeah. No, there's more. There's more to now. On someone's side, so. I don't know. A lot of things to consider. Overall, just talk to everyone.
Oh yes.
Know what's safe for you and your brother, if anything. I don't know. What did he say before? That he was dancing with the devil. He's dancing with the devil again.
Again. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
out with his dearest Elizabeth.
He's
Somewhere in his dreams, I don't know. But yeah. It's crazy.
Wait, just to be clear, like I've made that joke, but like we all do know that Viantra's girlfriend isn't named Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, no. It's
Okay.
not named Elizabeth.
Okay,
Yeah.
just double checking.
It's all good.
Eliza, right?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Eliza.
You're close.
Eliza.
And Peggy.
I thought you said Bull-Liza.
God damn it.
It's
Beth.
trivia.
Bethany.
Patricia.
My name is Bethany. Nice to meet you.
Anyway,
Sorry. Yeah. Take some time to relax too. Decompress all the emotions. I don't know. Your whole experience. All ears to listen whenever you're. And I say my doors are gonna be open for tonight. I won't be wandering. But yeah.
Folks' fingers together. Can we wander together?
This is like
You out. You knocks him out. Alright, I'm rolling. Why distantly? What does that mean? Where are we going? Hell?
somewhere.
Why?
Alright, Dusk, I got her.
Alright,
No, we're not ready yet.
we're not there yet.
Damn.
No, that's
Oh yeah, my experience, it can, I mean, it's not much, like, 30
not much.
experience. They beat
You're
me
not
up,
kidding.
so yeah, I was kidding. They had 5 guys, they sucked. Took them like 3 of them, you know. I think I kind of forgot, they like kicked Mark and Saw before I and something, so I was pretty angry.
I would imagine so.
Freaking dick. Yeah, you know, it wasn't me. Yeah, she actually like stopped right there. And she's like, yeah, it wasn't really much. And you can't tell where she's looking. But she's looking down at her hand.
And
Which
my
one?
hands, like my name.
Wiggle stop.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I was just kidnapped. I mean, come on.
Carenia.
Like, I mean, if you got kidnapped, then it could be something, but I got kidnapped, so they suck. Also, I suck, but that's besides the point.
No, you don't talk yourself down. What are you doing?
Okay, I sucked a little less because at least I took out
A
some of
little
the guys.
Carenia. Anything that comes out of your mouth that revolts to you degrading yourself. The door.
Not smart as Leon, I can't twist my words. Guess I didn't suck, but you know,
I love how you just insulted yourself twice in a sentence. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not as smart as Vion. Can't twist my words. And then you're like, I guess I didn't suck. Just like,
didn't suck as much.
the door.
Hold on.
Okay.
I got spells.
Mage opens the door.
My patron. The door.
Mage hand the door open. Leave. Anyway.
It's gonna do my mage hand. It opens so slightly.
Okay, it didn't suck, but you know,
Oh,
I mean,
opens
it
it
didn't
more?
suck significantly. Like, this is, do you see this shit? She, like, wiggles her stuff because it's so fucking weird. I mean, I can still pull people off, but it's like half, like 1.5.
It reminds me of worms. I don't like
I'm
it.
so sorry.
It's
I'll,
okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to remember.
wait,
I
I
just
have
don't
blood.
like bugs.
Wait, never mind. I can't like hold it together. Yeah.
Closes the door.
It wasn't as bad as probably what you guys went through. So,
You don't just don't say that either, Karina.
what the
Everyone has a
what
limit.
do I think?
Everyone
My
has a
limit.
limit. It's okay. You don't have a limit. I took it away from you. So.
Oh, my limit.
Oh, well, actually, I just gave you one. So your limit was the kidnapping, right? Right. That's
Oh.
just as bad as what we went through. So.
Well, like,
No, you're not even going to explain yourself.
no.
Is there
Okay,
anything
well-
else that the two of you wished to discuss tonight?
Are you sleeping, Hal?
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's understandable, but I really hope you get sleep soon and folks figure
Sure.
out. Because you want to sleep over when you do.
Probably.
Well, my door's always open, or I'll break yours down.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah, I see a
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah, just like when you were on the
Promise.
airship, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Gives you a tight squeeze. And holds it for an awkward amount of time because she really missed you.
I give you a hug.
For like the last 2 minutes. So does Bark and Soggets, and then like he puts his big dog paws on both of them. It's like a group hug. And then yeah, she lets go and gets up and wipes any excess snot off her face.
Alright.
Good night, have a good one. Beep beep beep. She's gone. She left.
Okay. So for all of you not sleeping tonight, I need Constitution saving throws, please.
Gotcha. No, I'm kidding.
Darrow will be sleeping.
Yeah, I was about to say, I figured Darrow and Viantra would be sleeping. Because Viantra already went one night not sleeping, reading book. I don't think he would make the mistake of doing it twice. I'm
He's gonna
assuming.
He's gonna read the book again for higher comprehension.
I would assume though, because Josh isn't here to defend his character or their choices, but I figure they'd want to get rid of their point of exhaustion as soon as possible. Hal, where's that con save, buddy? You made this decision. What do you mean?
I know. Damn.
Pretty
Well,
alert,
do
so
I
that-
have to re-roll? I already rolled. You told me to.
Yeah, last time.
It's fine. Oh, that's a bad one.
Hmm.
I'm not even kidding.
Neat.
Half speed.
So that's fun.
Ooh.
Nyla, you are able to stay up the full night without suffering any effects of exhaustion. And Howl, you attempt to stay up the whole night, but you don't,
Fuck.
as you fall asleep
Candy.
and begin to dream.
You want to try?
No.
Let me go ahead and pull up my thing, because I had the event planned, but I also had one planned in case you failed your con save, because you keep staying awake. So as you begin to dream, yeah, no images of a past life find you. No fleeting images of another's memory. No, you actually have a pretty wild dream. After your discussion with Carenia, yeah, you imagine that Carenia is a snowman. You guys go on hella adventures, but the more you adventure, the more she melts, 'cause sun. And she keeps, like, feeling bad about it. Like, it's very, like, depressed snowman, like, oh, I wish I could stay together without melting. It is unfortunate. You're like, no, you're great. Like, even if you're water, you'll be great. It's like, but if I'm water, I won't be a snowman. You're like, yeah, but you'll still be, like, you'll still be you. For some reason, Viantra's a gummy bear. Like,
What?
you're not really sure what the hell that's about. He still has Yarnum, by the way, but Yarnum, like, occasionally eats him. And will, like, look at you and be like, this is quite the dream you're having, Howl. Are you sure you're okay? And you're like, as you more or less replay in this dream, much lighter and soft-hearted adventures in your dreaming scape. Things that you have read about in stories and books, you know, nothing insane or dangerous. And when you wake up, you feel well rested and you don't feel traumatized.
What? I run out of my room. What? Look around.
Cream must knock on the door. Ooh.
Fucking damn. Like, what the fuck? What?
Give me 1 second. I have to check something real quick.
It's a fake up, wake up.
Yeah. So as you wake up and you kind of like run around and look. So Karina, you said you were gonna go to Hal's door.
After both, yeah, she would know where it's kind of, so it would have only taken her like 15, 30 minutes to find it.
Yeah. So I'd say it's about like 7 in the morning. You know, like you all got like an actual full night's rest. You're heading to the door, and Hal just kind of bursts out looking refreshed, but also confused and just wild. And
are you okay? She had her hand raised, about to knock on the door and everything. Oh,
What the fuck?
what is it? She unhooks her
I
hand.
go in my journal. Like, I count the days. This doesn't happen.
She has her hammer ready. What does it tell?
I had a decent dream.
I.
Like you were a snowman. You kept apologizing because you
That doesn't sound
melting
like me.
in the adventure. No, that sounds like you absolutely.
I don't
Now
like
I was a
you.
gummy bear. What kind of fucking drugs did I take? Did I eat something?
We had biscuits before bed.
That's true. I did. This doesn't happen. It's been like 2 years.
Looks at Arkansas. Arkansas, do you feel weird? You ate a lot of biscuits.
Oh.
What's he do?
On that note, while you all begin to process, I will go ahead and cover everyone else's stuff in the evening. So Darrow, as you dream peacefully in your sleep, more memories begin to return of you of your father. In your waking hours, you've had a lot of like memories return of him when he wasn't at his best. But as you dream, you like more and more memories come back to you. I'd say like as far as like memories of your, there's still a lot that is scrambled, but for the most part, like a lot of your childhood memories do come back. And it fills you with a lot of warmth seeing him as his old self. Like full of, passion and full of, kind of a kindness, a warmth to him as the magic that he was studying. Your father, unlike your field of study, you studied evocation, the method of casting and practicing spells that could be of a more offensive nature. But your father was, they were a very compassionate soul, and studied means of magical defense and abjuration, ways of protecting people. But that over time, seeing kind of his research being kind of like twisted and misused, and seeing the things that he created fail to protect people, it took a toll on him, because every person that died like from a spell or a ward that he cast that failed, like he took that personally. And so these memories are a lot more lighthearted than previous ones. You remember times going fishing, moments at dinner, just like pleasant, soft conversation. Him helping you study as a youth, teaching you how to read and write, and instructing you on proper penmanship, as he called it, which he stated was a skill that he never quite mastered. As his writing style has made evident. And you feel contentment with this, but there's also a sorrow in you as you see these memories, as it reminds you of times you had, and had things gone differently, you wonder what your life would be like now.
Yeah.
And when you wake up, you find a soft tear on your cheek. You are not sure whether it is one of sadness or happiness. That is up to... I'll say that's up to Darrow's interpretation.
Even what he just learned about... not what he learned, but kind of his conversation with the priest just yesterday. I'd say it's probably happy.
Then that's what we like to call progress.
Yes.
We're happy and sad at the same time, though.
And now we'll get to the... to
51 and above, I get a full beard. Let's go. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm normal.
Yeah, no beard.
No beard.
But Nyla, as you're not sure what time it is, because you tidied the space, but you still didn't fix the clock, so you're like, I don't know, it's probably morning. You hear like some noise on the other side of the door. It sounds like someone coming down the stairs. Lucien, how, like, at any given point, like, when you actually rest, how conscious do you remain?
Normally he's very conscious, very vigilant, but after everything, he's like fully just like out cold right now.
Okay. You feel a very faint, almost like super slight 2-tap kind of pressure on your chest. Does that stir you?
What time is it?
It's Rasheen standing there, and she's like, "It is 7 in the morning, and you are on the floor. I need you to kindly head upstairs for breakfast and step away from the door so I can sweep."
Yeah.
As you see, the
Just
thing that
puts
she
his-
poked you with is a broom.
Yeah, just puts his hand on his face for a second. Looks at the door. Shit. Yeah. Alright. And he's gonna go upstairs.
All right. She sweeps a bit and makes sure that things are tidied, and then she gives like a very faint on the door. Are you in? Are you well? I'm opening the door now.
Oh, I thought it was locked.
As the door unlocks, as she casts knock on the door, as it just a very loud ka-chunk,
Oh.
because that's the way the spell flavor text it is, that like a very loud like audible unlocking sound occurs within a 300-foot radius.
Nice.
She pushes the door open and just goes, well, at least it looks a lot nicer in here since the last time I came in. It is good that you are familiar with cleaning. We try not to disturb your things if it is a room that has significance to you. However, I personally I would wish you would take better care of yourself and the rooms you keep.
Okay.
As she walks over to you and just gives you a big ol' hug.
I'll lean into it.
She gently kind of like undoes your bun and like gives your hair like a soft pat and like brushing out. So it's not like, you know, tangled and mangled as I'm assuming that it hasn't been I mean, you didn't get a bath or shower the night before, like when y'all arrived, right?
That's a good question with her back. She probably did quickly.
Okay, so
And
it's
put
not
her
like
hair up to work.
yeah, so it's not like knotted or anything. There's not like split ends, but she's working to make sure that it stays nice. And she goes, breakfast will be served shortly, and I will need your assistance later on. I have an old recipe I would like to make for lunch, and you have the best luck with this recipe.
Okay. I'm gonna go breakfast.
She stops you before you go like all the way up the stairs. She goes, just two things. First, I am glad you have brought friends home with you this time. And I know that you all are maybe friends is a stretch of the word. Maybe like kindly acquainted, companions. As she like doubles back through vocabulary, she goes, but I do hope that you consider them your friends, or at least you all become closer and consider each other friends. You have lived a hard life, and I just wish for you to be happy. And secondly, if this fall man ever comes into this estate again, she lifts her broom above her head. She goes,
Please do.
I will beat him.
Please do.
And she puts the broom down. She goes, now I will continue. Now, it has been tidied in here, but I will continue cleaning. As she continues cleaning your laboratory.
Okay.
And she's very carefully dusting like your alchemical apparatus so that it doesn't interrupt your experiment. And she's like, as you start heading up to breakfast, she stops one more time. She goes, "Oh, right. Sorry. Silas said he will be by later this morning. He sent a courier."
Okay.
Sorry, go enjoy food. I made a lot today.
Oh, she said she didn't say she was going to get breakfast. She said she wasn't hungry.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
It's all good. I'll go up, but I'll probably go hang out near the pond.
Oh,
for a bit.
okay. Please do try to eat something. I made a lot today. Oh, you're gone already. So yeah, everybody, breakfast is served at 7:15 sharp. And yet again, it is a fucking spread. I mean, we got like omelets. We got pancakes with smiley faces on them. Like there's mini waffles, macaroons. Not sure that macaroons are necessarily breakfast food, but pastries are always a win. There's fresh fried donuts, and other confections. Bacon, sausage, some roasted chicken, as well as toast and grains and yogurt. Like it's a full spread. So who all's going to breakfast?
Let us feast here.
Okay, so Karini's going to breakfast.
And kidnapping hell.
And kidnapping hell.
Come, nourishment awaits us. Where is it?
How about Darrow and Lucien? Y'all getting food?
Yeah, I'll just show up a few minutes later after getting a shower or something. Quick shower.
Gotcha.
I'll be there.
Darrow, you getting breakfast?
Colin's off for a little bit. He has to go do something.
Oh, right, I forgot he had his thing. My bad. And I'm assuming Zammy is also BRB. Because
I
they're
do
muted.
not know.
Okay. Yeah, you all have breakfast, and it's a solid spread. And anyone can eat as much as they'd like.
Carenia eats enough for like probably the whole group. All of you eat more. Look at this skinny. More meat than bones.
Hey, you know what? Lucien normally would have like a whole like plate, multiple plates full of eggs, but today it's just like half an omelet and some fruit.
Excuse me, I'm trying to think.
All right, welcome back, Zammy. Are you going to breakfast?
Oh, yes. Completely shocked.
I mean, I asked for courtesy. You actually have no choice in the matter, as Karenia kidnapped you and brought you to breakfast.
Oh, you'll definitely.
You must eat to get more meat than just peas on your bones.
I want fucking peas! I haven't had them for like a week!
Okay, we'll see if they have peas.
There's not peas at breakfast. That's a lunch and dinner food.
Give him some peas.
Cheers.
They are confused and concerned. And they check the the pantry, like the food storage, and they come back and they're like, we don't have any, but we can go get some for groceries for like lunch.
Yeah, I see that wouldn't be like, too much trouble right there. He just really likes peas.
Yeah, we can
Cheers.
we can go get some peas. It's fine.
Yeah, if it's not too much trouble. Thank you so much for your hard work. We really appreciate it.
Okay. As they look at like the I mean, did you actually slam your fist into the table?
I don't.
Okay.
No, but no, it just looks really pouty.
No, I meant Karenia.
No, she would have broken it.
Yeah, you would have took a chunk off it. That's why I had them be as timid as they were, because I thought you'd slammed your fist into the table.
Two more.
Totally done it.
Fist against table. Peas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, if you broke the table, they would have in your
Since
ass.
that one lady who doesn't like Arkansas would have beaten my ass, and I would have had to duel her. Can I duel her? Or Saoirse?
Not at breakfast.
After Creamy's done stuff here first.
I'm going out to the gardens.
over.
Conrad shows up to breakfast, and as he sees Lucien, he just steps back, wide berth.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then once Lucian's gone, he comes in and he's like, "Oh, we got breakfast. I like that. That's
Mhm.
oh my god! I haven't some of these I haven't even seen as breakfast foods."
Oh, you need to try this one, here.
And he just tries it. He goes, "I didn't even know they made breakfast macaroons."
Mm-hmm. But they don't make macaroon peas, so... No, I'm kidding.
He just the second you say macaroon peas, he's like, "That sounds disgusting."
How would you like it?
I would like it, yes.
Like, the filling is all peas.
That he just eats the macaroons slowly and quietly, and then continues to grab more stuff off the table. And he goes, remind me, I was hoping to talk to you about something. I was wondering if you knew, like, if anyone needed, say, here at the estate, or, like, just in general, like, if you know people who, like, have need of a sailor, or like, if your brother's around later, can I ask him, like, if he knows anybody who needs a job?
She looks around. I think I might...
I find myself in a position of unemployment that concerns me.
That's fair, like, would Saoirse be able to hook them up?
Saoirse knows places. I don't know about my place. Yantra knows probably the most.
Okay.
I say ask Saoirse first.
I will ask Saoirse first once I finish with all this food, and then I will also ask Viantra after I've asked Saoirse.
Yeah, if you want, I can ask her for it, doesn't probably, or, I mean, I might go up and find her to see why she's not eating breakfast. Well, probably I know why, but, yeah.
Okay, well, we could do it together.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say about us later on in the books. Carenia and Conrad.
Double C.
Oh, mine's spelled with a K.
Double.
He's just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Slap
so-
back with a weed.
As he's just like mid eating,
Oh my god.
as he begins to choke.
My bad, here I got you. No, like passes back as lightly as she can, which is still like she
Yeah.
still like beats it.
No, I understand. Like he's just like, okay, I'm fine. Yeah. So Saoirse, you're out by the pond.
Yeah. Dipping my toes in water.
Okay. That's we don't know just yet. I would assume that he would be at breakfast, but again, Colin's not going to be here for a while, so
He's
Right.
sleeping in.
yeah. He's sleeping in, enjoying his dream. Maybe he's journaling a little bit in his dream journal. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
it's
just
like that.
dipping your toes in the pond.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. There's some fish, but they give you a wide berth. The ducks, however, do not.
Uh-oh.
As you're just sitting there, like toes in the water and just kind of like relaxing. You just whack, whack. As you kind of like look down, there's like a male duck just quacking at you, expecting like food.
Is it a mallard?
Maybe. Which is the one with like the green plumage on the head?
Green plumage? You mean like the green head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mallard.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mallard duck then.
I don't have anything. Sorry, buddy.
Wah! And as he goes to do it again, you just hear as a female duck scares him off.
Thank you.
She looks at you and goes, wah. Is like her she kind of like just goes back to swimming. And you notice that she's leading a couple ducklings.
Oh, that is.
And one of them just like looks over at you and then just like keeps swimming.
Oh.
But you do notice that there's a lot more ducks in the pond than there used to be.
Oh. That's nice.
So here's a question I have. So where on the estate is the pond?
It's near the back
Okay.
area.
So like in the in the very large expanse that we've established exists that has, you know, the reading tree, the
Oh, I didn't know there was a reading tree.
yeah, that's
Okay,
where that's
so
where
the
that's where
reading-
you that's where you
Yeah,
that's where you
the reading tree is right next to the pond.
Okay. Yeah, you know, the reading tree where you got poisoned that one time and then didn't get poisoned that other
that's
time and then
Why I'm not sitting there right now.
Well, then why did you sit there? Never mind.
Hmm?
Because you said you went out to read a book.
She's. Oh,
Yeah,
the other
yesterday.
time, no,
yeah,
she was reading in the garden.
Okay, so garden and this area, two separate places.
A little bit. Yeah.
Is the garden to the left or to the right of the hill at the back of your, or like the it's not a hill. What's the dip after a hill?
No.
Whatever. It's the place where you're at now.
I don't know. It's probably to the left side of the house.
Left side of the house. Okay. So yeah, as you're just chilling and vibing with your toes dipped in the water, it's a good morning. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do, or were you just gonna like chill out back?
No, so she's just thinking things over, I think.
Then while you continue to think, we'll go ahead and just gently shift to Lucien, who's in the garden right now. What you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just looking for like an open patch of grass, maybe surrounded by some nice stuff, whatever they got here. Just he's having a moment, and probably for the first time in a while, he's gonna meditate.
Okay. Yeah, there is, in the garden, there are a couple different things. Obviously, there's many flowers and bushes and some vegetation, because they do grow some of their own vegetables. Others are easier to procure at market than they are to grow here. But there is a small spot which seems to be consistently well cleaned. It's a small bench with ample light and a table nearby for resting objects on it. It's kind of in the middle of like a few patches of flowers.
Yeah. Do the old crisscross applesauce. Lay the sword sort of on the side. Keep close, but yeah. just off my person for the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. You begin to clear your mind. Is there anything in particular that you're gonna meditate on?
Meditating about?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, you know, I'm gonna keep that. I'll keep that. I'll send you something.
Okay.
But you can move on from there.
All right. I will go ahead and shift a bit. So, Karina, you're going with Conrad to find Saoirse once you both finish breakfast?
My fan's on it, so excuse that, but honestly, like before we do, I want to see what Howl's going to do. So Howl, you gonna do?
Probably gonna go in my room.
Go in your room?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, if you want, you can take bark until like you so you're not alone.
Okay.
Whispers down to Barkus after like not shoving, but feeding him some stuff from the breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Go
He
with him.
no pun intended, he wolfs it down.
Yeah. Oh, make a good boy.
Yeah, I assume that Barkinsaw is relatively well trained, but like he, judging by how you've described your interactions with him, he is also like a little bit of a spoiled dog. So like when you start presenting the food, he doesn't really wait for you to put it down. He just starts like eating it like as you're trying to get it to the floor. Just like, you know, like right out of your like in your hand. Just
I puts it down. Well, probably if he continues. Manners.
he just
Puts it down on the floor. There you go.
he just
Okay, now make sure to be with Halo and keep him company. Whispers and also protect him. So if anyone bad shows up, eat their toes, not Hell's toes. Eat their toes.
he just he's just eating away.
Good boy. Okay, well I'm done with breakfast. If you are, comrade.
He grabs an apple for the road and follows you.
I grab like as much as I can to shove it in my bag of holding. And by as much as I can, I mean like bacon, meats, and stuff to be put in.
Yep.
And some biscuits. Okay. For the road, and if I find Saoirse. Okay. Oh yeah, some eggs for Saoirse too. But basically a whole breakfast snare for Saoirse. Alright, now we're going. Where do we go?
He's like, well, that it's a large place, but I assume. He just looks out and he's like, it's a nice day outside. If I had a very traumatic evening and was confronted by someone who had once wronged me and caused me great pain, I would probably want to be outside enjoying nature and not thinking about the worries of the material world and the crushing debt that we all undergo as human beings. Wow, that got really real for me there for a second. I'm sorry.
No, come on. It is okay. You're very smart, and that's the same thing. Intelligent, nailed it, and it is okay. And I felt that. Let's go check outside.
Yeah, so there's the garden to the left, there's the pond area with the reading tree down the hill, and then to the right is just kind of what would be to the right, Saoirse? This is your house. dictate your lawn ornaments, as it were.
Oh, fucking no.
All right, so to the right is her father Cormac's gnome garden.
No!
It's haunting.
Yes.
It's probably just field area.
Okay.
It's the notes.
Just a little bit of
So no gnome garden.
Oh.
Or so
Probably
sorry,
one or two
I
gnomes in the garden.
I keep forgetting that there's actual gnomes that exist in D. So let me
Yeah.
let me rephrase. A very racist caricature gnome garden.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is probably some field area. I'm trying to think. I'll let you know if I come up with anything later.
Yeah,
For now, I
gotcha.
don't know.
Yeah, you know, the other subclass of gnome. You got forest gnome, rock gnome, deep gnome, and garden gnome.
Garden
Garden
gnomes.
Anyway, yeah, so, Conrad's gonna make a perception check, and you can make one too, Carenia.
Okay. Yeah. Ah! Net 20.
Yeah, you and Conrad
you.
both notice, Saoirse down by the pond, just vibing.
Oh, there she is. Sweeps with Conrad and supplies over there.
Ah! As he's not used to being picked up.
And then, yeah, she just flaps over there real quick, lands, and places Conrad down gently. So yours. Oh, wait, you might be.
Oh,
Sorry, I got excited. Hello, how are you doing?
hey. I'm okay.
I stare deep into her eyes. Is she okay?
Insight check.
Insight check. Or sure.
Deception. Shit.
Fuck.
If you're hiding the pain, then yes.
Where the fuck's the deception?
Right there.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Uh-oh. Oh no. What if my passive is 18?
Well,
Wait, I can't do math.
doesn't matter, because if you rolled below a 13...
6 plus 8. Wait. Yeah.
6 plus 8 is 14.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you could see the pain behind the eyes.
It's like even if Carenia doesn't have pupils, you can feel it. But then it's nice and gentle, and she's like, oh, okay, I mean, we just came over here to talk with you about something real quick. Or Conrad wanted to ask if you had any or know any jobs for him, since he's like kind of jobless right now.
Yeah, we can probably find you a job. Should be pretty easy. You can find a open spot. Do you know what kind of work you want to go into?
Well, I'm a sailor by trade, but this was kind of a land excursion because the pay was really good. But yeah, sailing preferably.
Okay, we can probably find you stationary work on the docks. That, or if you want to, we could probably find you trade work on ships, if that's what you prefer.
I would very much like that. And again, I'm sorry about everything that has happened, and again, sorry, Carenia, about being your kidnapper, as it were. I mean, honestly, like, 25 gold is a lot of money, but it didn't really feel like it was worth it.
know, it's understandable when people take these sorts of jobs because it's like usually like, oh, okay, money, and it's like understandable as a working woman, of course, you take what you can take what you can get sometimes, and, you know, there's no hard feelings. You turned out to be a really good person.
Yeah, I just felt like I should apologize.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll go up to the office later and look through some records, see if there's any areas that need more people. We can set you up with some living areas too, and pay it off until you get enough money going, until you can pay off for yourself.
Sure thing. And he extends his hand to shake.
She'll awkwardly shake his hand.
He robustly shakes yours.
Oh.
Thank you for the opportunity and the investment in me. I appreciate your kindness, and he just hands you his apple. Here's breakfast.
Oh yeah, breakfast. Reaches into bag.
Thank you.
As Karina
not
begins
really
pulling
hungry.
a considerable amount of food from her bag.
I mean, not all.
Really, I'm not very hungry right now. Thank you, though.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I start putting it back in my bag. Do you want me to keep that apple fresh and big?
Sure. She'll hand you it. Okay.
Do you mind if I sit up here with you for a bit, Saoirse?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Karina plops down where she was sitting, or is sitting. I don't know if Conrad's gonna do something, because... oh,
He's going to... Sorry. Eating.
you're okay.
He's going to awkwardly stand around for a bit, and then he's just going to be like, well, okay. He just leaves.
Have a good day, Conrad. Get you for the thing today.
Sounds good, thank you. Alright. And that is that scene. Doc, did you want to go ahead and pick back up?
Eventually, they'll all hear from the pond probably some like primal victory screech of some sort, as Lucien has since transitioned from meditation to his morning calisthenics.
Is this something
What the
we've all
fuck?
already heard before, like on the ship or something? Did you do this?
Not on the ship ever, but never like this loud before. But there was you've seen like the routine or something similar to it. Once you got off of the ship that was attacked by the ghost ship at one time.
That is Lucien.
He always does like his. Is this a morning ritual?
I don't know. I've only heard him do it once.
Well, I hope he's having a good morning.
Yeah.
For your morning calisthenics, does it involve any like weapon practice or training, or is it entirely
No, it's entirely just like stretches, not jumping jacks. It's a bunch of stuff, bunch of little cardio.
stretching,
nothing.
agility exercises? Got it.
All stays in like this one simple place. Doesn't require a lot of space. Very like home friendly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But after that, he's probably gonna head back inside and take whatever leftovers of breakfast there are, and eat some more, and then, oh god, Everyone's kind of scattered. Is Darrow back? Is Colin back?
Colin, are you back?
Yes, it is I, Darrow. I think he's still dead.
I think he's still gone, yeah.
Okay.
He said he'd try to make it 20 minutes, but, you know, these things could take time.
Yeah, yeah. In that case, he's probably... Shoot, yeah. Just gonna... Yantra's not here either.
Not currently,
What
no.
sort of... Yeah, I'm just gonna... 'cause I don't know where anyone else is. I don't know where Howl is, and I don't know where the other two are, so I guess I'm just gonna... Like a mewling cat, I will go off looking for the nearest person.
Okay. Make... I don't even know what check this would be.
So I just like roll a d2, see if I find
Let's see.
them by
So
the
we
pond,
we
or
got Carenia and Saoirse by the pond, Viantra and Darrow off on their own,
and Howl is available.
and Howl.
So-
So let's just say a d4.
Okay. Pop, pop.
Yeah, you would probably find Howl first.
Where is he? Where do I find him?
Where are you, Sammy?
I'm like in my room.
Alright, so Howl is in their room.
Door is probably a little open, so.
Like, knock knock.
I turn and a peek from a distance. Come in?
You got him? Yeah, you got him in?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. He kind of just lets himself in and just, like, again, sits crisscross, just, like, sort of in the center of the room. It's like, okay. Alright.
It's there.
Hi, Arkansas. Kind of look at him. Does he still look? Does he look like he slept?
What do you mean?
I'm just. Is he visibly like not as exhausted as he is normally?
That's a good question. Zammy, are you?
Huh? Not really. I guess his expression is just really off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like call Arkansas over. It's like, you're a boy, girl. Do you know? I don't really know.
I'm a male.
No, the dog.
The dog.
It
yes.
just you're like, are you a boy or a girl? And it just goes, woo.
Like, alright, come here.
Arkansas and Arkansas.
I'm gonna pet Arkansas and have him like sit like near me or on my lap while I'm like just trying to
all right.
figure out what this.
Yep.
If he doesn't listen, then I'm gonna. Can I like try and beckon him over, or does it not? It just doesn't listen.
This is a good question because it is technically Star's familiar, but it is.
Okay.
So Star, like, how well behaved is Arkansas?
I'd like to say he's very well behaved, doesn't like just go gnawing shit and all that, then he's what's it called? So he's like a fine gentleman. Will he listen to people when they beckon him? You can certainly try. But I'd say he's very cautious to people.
Forget it then. If I can tell he's not into it, then I'll allow it. How's it going?
I don't really know how to respond. It's interesting. I don't.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Yeah.
This whole week.
I don't think I ever saw. Well, I did Fall leave the other night or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
No. No. No.
Oh.
No. No. Uh, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, I think. Like, we're friends, right?
I like to think we are.
That's a way that it's like a real mature way of putting that. Very like very conservative there.
Well, I don't know what you consider me as.
Been out drinking enough times, and figure we've been traveling together long enough, but well, am I the only one who's thinking this now, or because it seems that people are having a lot of thoughts about that. Leandra definitely like after the tavern on the way here, we stayed up, he's here, you us talking and shit, and then he's like, oh, you fucking saw him. I'm not trying to toss shade at him, but whatever. Never mind.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I understand.
You've I don't know, you've You mad at me?
I have no reason to be mad. In a way, well, it's complicated. I wouldn't like to think that, Lucien, I barely fucking know you. I don't know whether to feel angry that this is the person I've been traveling with, and for all of a sudden to stare down at me like that. I don't know really how to respond. I don't know how to react. I have to feel. So.
Oh, did she die? No.
Sounds like she's got some.
All good. Ooh.
Sorry.
It's like,
I'm
I mean,
Jenkins.
oh come on, you know me, right?
I don't. I unfortunately don't, Lucien. Not enough, I think.
I think you know more about me than I know about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Totally.
I agree, actually, to maybe an extent, I guess. Well, I don't know. I just don't. I think I do. But, I don't know, so, you have a reason being here, obviously. I just want you to spit it out. It can't possibly be this little small talk back and forth.
Oh, the reason I'm here right now, right? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. I can go. I can go.
It's fine. Yeah. Well, if you want to go, I'm not gonna hold you back, but
Ugh, I don't know.
sad. I didn't even get to receive an apology from you.
What for?
Staring me down?
You mean back at the temple? Back at the... Not the temple, but the Saoirse? After dusk? Yeah, no.
About.
Yeah. I was angry that there was a man holding a knife to your throat, and I was angry at you for putting me to sleep, and I was angry
Okay,
that you didn't let me deal.
no. How
No?
would you know I casted it? Because, first off, you had your back turned to me. Plus I couldn't go past the radius. 'Cause I didn't see it at that point. So. Does he know Walker? Would he know?
Well, considering his back was turned when you cast it, I would say no. I mean, you were just kind of like you were fighting a guy, and then you were just suddenly knocked out. And then when you came to, the guy also came to, and you know the fight resumed now with Howl in the middle.
Well, I knew he was asleep too, so I assumed it was one of the party members, and I knew Viantra was tapped, and I've never seen Darrow use sleep before, and I know Howl has some stuff, so it's it makes sense to think it was Howl. And also, I could have like turned my head like a little bit after I felt drowsy before, so whatever. Do you really want me to go back?
I would say that it's like.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, well,
I
let's
can rephrase. I can rephrase.
let's track it back.
I was angry that some man holding a knife to your throat, and I was angry that one of you fuckers put me to sleep.
I wonder who.
And I was angry that I was all in the draw. I was angry that I couldn't stop him. I was angry that I didn't have any control. I was not at. Wasn't it really about you, I guess, or well, you know.
Like there's some stuff.
All right. Oh, another thing. I went out the other day. I got some stuff you might be interested in. What was that?
Saw your bag.
What about my bag?
Yeah. The bag you have now.
The purse.
Oh, you mean the yes,
Yes, as a Gucci
Oh,
bag
I
of
thought-
holding.
I thought it was it's my wine Valentino whatever. But yeah,
My Valentino wine bag.
My Valentino wine bag. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it looked nice. Yeah. Got some magic, whatnot.
Quite an interesting color, considering your palette.
Liked it.
I'm glad you like.
Well, it's
Whatever.
mine. I'm not giving you the bag. The purse is mine.
No fucking
Purse.
shit, Lucien.
Ugh. To be honest, I think most of this was for Saoirse, but let me see. I know you're pretty attached to that cloak already, right?
I wouldn't mind selling it.
To your cloak of eyes?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give this thing up. This is a very nice cloak I have. Um. Well, I remembered. You got that whole Assassin's Guild thing going on. I'm sure that's still worrying you a little bit. So, I mean, I can maybe help with that a little bit. Do you have are you attuned to anything right now?
Like 3 things.
3? You are to 3?
Mm.
Well, you can think about it then. I'll pull out the Ring of Purification. It's like, it'll still keep you from eating any poisoned or even diseased food, water. So maybe save you some heat.
I'll consider it.
I'll toss it to him.
Catch it. Thank you.
Yeah. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. As I cut and paste that out of my inventory.
Nice.
Yeah.
More stuff.
No, I think that's it. This is the. I think I'm gonna save this for. Well, I don't. Was it interesting? All right, I need to talk to everyone. Fuck. All right. Well, this has been fun. I am glad we got to chat, buddy. Since we're gonna be here for a few days, I was thinking, Saoirse might know some places around here. Maybe see if there's a wine tasting event or anything going on sometime here.
God, get out of my fucking head, Doc. Damn it, now I have to scratch the wine tasting event! Shit!
You into one?
I actually had that planned! You bastard! Well, I'm still having it happen. I liked it too much. I put too much work into it.
Yeah, maybe you think you'd be up for something like that, maybe?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
You don't seem the guy to like wine, though, I guess.
I can vibe with Chardonnay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually, ale, beer, whatnot. I mean, that's the shit I could afford for. Like, I have money now. Hal. I'm a wealthy man now. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Also, check out this cool pipe. I'm gonna do like the fire breathing dragon pipe.
Yeah, as you do the dragon's breath pipe and you eject a bout of flame.
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
The magic too.
Yeah.
On that note, there's a at your door, Howl.
Oh shit! I didn't even hear it. My bad. I
Yo.
panicked and opened the door.
It's Viandra. He's just like, oh, you're both here. Wonderful. I just wanted to talk with you at about 10 a.m. And he looks over and sees Lucien. He's like, and if you wish to speak around noon, I would much appreciate that. As those are 2 of the times that Josh gave me that I have to make sure I bring up so that we can have those little beats where
At
Viandra
10 and 12 our time.
No, he
No.
in game.
Oh.
He's gonna talk to
Okay.
Howl at 10 a.m. in the game, and then 12 for Lucien, and then he's gonna find Darrow and let him know that like 2 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You might be busy, but you'll find us. You'll find us.
All right, well, off to find Darrow as he just leaves.
you do that a lot to you? Like, you guys always have like this weird thing going on, and it freaks me out.
Oh, he wants for me.
Ugh. Last time oh god, well no, don't forget it,
Who's the
forget it.
last time? Wait, what do
No,
you mean?
last time I talked to him, I kind of, I might have made him a little mad at me. I was kind of messing with him about his girlfriend Elizabeth or whatever. Eliza, I don't remember.
Yes.
Whatever. There was something else, but not important. But yeah, no, I'd be down for something like that if you're interested.
Totally down.
Cool. You can invite Saoirse, Carenia, or whoever you want. Yeah.
Saoirse seems like the best thing to go to. No?
Um,
Say at least.
I don't know. Yeah, I need to talk to her, I guess.
Yeah.
You're right.
Would you like me to point you in the direction on where they could possibly be?
They?
Today? Yes.
Sure.
Hooray.
Oh,
Right.
either way now.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do Darrow's scene, and then Star, I will do a scene between you and Nyla, just as Carenia and Saoirse, and then at the end of that scene, like I'll have Howl and Lucien find you all after time of wandering distantly. That cool for everybody?
Sounds good.
Give me one moment to fix myself a drink, because
Yeah.
I am thirsty.
I have acquired cat.
I have acquired Diet Coke. The beverage of, not the gods, obviously, but like, it's good for
Nah,
me.
it's the gods now.
The gods.
Gods.
Look, I'm just saying,
It's
like,
tough to be a gourd.
look, I always loved like the Percy Jackson books in high school, and like I was just like, my friends are like, yeah, no, you could have like it could taste like anything. I'm like, dude, every time I drink the fucking like nectar, it would just taste like Diet Coke.
Okay,
And
but,
they're like, but that anything. I'm like, yeah, but it tastes like Diet Coke to me. It's like I like Diet Coke.
okay, but like the way Rick Riordan described food just made me hungry when I read the books.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so Darrow,
yeah.
are you first off, when did you wake up?
Probably around 8 or 9, unless something important happened earlier. Because remember, I was out for about 30 minutes, so I missed a bit of what happened.
The only thing that happened is like Rasheen began attempting to summon people for breakfast at like 7, because the breakfast was served at 7:15, but she started summoning people at like 7.
Then he probably wakes up.
All right, so then you ate breakfast with Carenia and Howl and Lucien, and Conrad, and it was the spread.
The spread.
After that, is there anything that you wanted to do after you finished breakfast?
Probably like it's not after I finished breakfast, but I just wanted to well, I'm not sure. No, it probably would be after. It wouldn't make much sense to do it beforehand. He goes to his journal and he begins practicing writing more deeply, like his father taught him, like just writing letters that's trying to get used to that handwriting style.
Aww.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
He does that for a little while. If it's alright with you, I'm gonna say he gets pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'd say it takes you a while. I'm not gonna say like all day, but it definitely gets hella elegant.
He smiles at that. And then after that, nothing of note.
Okay. As you finish up writing your letters, you kind of feel like somebody's watching you. Like, kind of like, it feels almost like someone's staring over your shoulder at what you're writing. Do you look around
sure.
at all, or?
Yeah, no, sorry. I kind of like stare off into the court. Sort of visual situation. What's going on?
No, I gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check if you'd like to look around.
Absolutely. One minute.
Oof, damn, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. You look around, and you realize that there is, someone in the room with you. Granted, they are very much not dressed like any of Saoirse's staff. They do still look elven, like they have, they look kind of like a high elf, you know, golden skin, kind of like light blonde hair. Heterochromatic eyes, though. One purple, one kind of orange. And they're wearing these dark blue robes with gold trim that kind of like are very loose and draped down. So basically, like, the robes almost kind of fall off their shoulders a little bit and kind of like hang on their biceps and kind of like, you know, expose a little bit of like the collarbone. But they're like looking at you as you write, and they're like, well, that is some exquisite penmanship. Like, top-notch stuff. Like, formal royal address type stuff.
Thank you, but may I ask, who are you and what exactly are you doing in my room? Kind of seems taken aback.
Who am I? Well, that's a bit of a long story, but as for why I'm here, I don't know. I guess we'd call it curiosity. You know, I was just minding my own business, just enjoying myself, having a good time, and all of a sudden, the dimensional energy around my palace like shifted. Not in like a bad way. Like, everything was still intact, nothing was damaged or warped or destroyed, but it's almost as if a plane that had been wedged between my palace and this world just collapsed. And so I took a bit of an interest in that, and so I went out exploring, and lo and behold, once I pop out and find myself in what used to be the Dreaming Wood, key emphasis on used to be, I find a party of 6 just, enjoying themselves, I guess? I don't know, emotions are weird. Around some kind of, you know, invisible horse-drawn chariot. So, I mean, color me intrigued. And so I watched a bit, I waited a bit, and you seemed like the smartest one, so, I figured I'd spy on you a bit, see what you all had learned or gleaned, and, well, I was impressed with your penmanship. It is very eloquent. I wish that half of my court staff could write like that.
So you were alerted when we destroyed that area.
It was noticeable to me, yes. I wouldn't say alerted. I wasn't, like, out there actively looking to see what had been done with it. It was more like I just... kind of like... oh gosh, what do you call them here? rock quakes. No, that's not it. Earth slot. No.
Earthquakes.
Ah, yes, the earthquake. It's kind of like that.
See. Well, you've been observing us. What have you gleaned?
That you all are in desperate need of, like, a spa day, a massage, and, like, 10 gallons of wine.
Whence is it
And
that
maybe a basket of cats. Well, maybe not cats. Nasty little creatures. Kittens. Delightful.
I suppose there's some truth to that, yes. We haven't exactly had a great time of it recently. The Dreaming Woods affect everyone.
Well, not everyone, just the people that they want to keep out.
Everyone in our party. Well, what exactly, where exactly are you from?
Oh, this lovely little place called the Feywild. It's...
Kind of, he tenses up.
I mean no offense. I mean, I obviously recognize the look of someone who's, been battered around the place, so I was trying... That's why I was like, who I am's not important, long story. But you did ask where I was from, and I can't just be like, oh, you know, West Nowhere.
Yes, of course. Forgive me. As you said, I have bad memories of the place.
No, it's not for everyone. The terrain itself operates on its own rules. You have to know how to play the game in order to survive. Yes, all that jazz. But I figured since you've had experiences with the Feywild, perhaps I could be of some degree of assistance to you.
Really? In what way?
Well, obviously not the free way, but
Of course.
I was thinking, you seem... Obviously, your penmanship is lovely. But clearly the Feywild disturbed or affected you in some way. Perhaps I could find out the culprit behind it and sort something out, something that would benefit you in some way. Although or if you have information you wish gathered here on this material plane, I have many agents out and about. I could gather information for you. I make a mean baked ziti. I happen to actually have a spa with 10 gallons of wine and, like,
I think he kind of puts his hand into it. Information. I suppose there are two things that I could benefit from, both in the real world and relating to the Feywild. What would the price be? What would you be charging?
Well, I'm not going to... I wish to build a rapport from a place of trust. So I'm not going to say something ridiculous like, your penmanship, and you think that I mean, like, a copy of your letter, and I actually take your ability to write. Nothing insane like that. How about this? I would like I would like you to write me a letter, and I shall take it and use it as an example for my subjects. And then in return, for the improved stationary quality of my court, and therefore our improved presentation that will certainly grant us more contracts and favors in the future, you will be provided information. Now, I will be specific. I only request that you ask about a subject or a person or a place, and I will gather as much information on it as possible in exchange for the letter.
Of course. I believe I can do that. Well, before, you must understand, it's not exactly, despite my time there, a subject I'm very well informed on. So before I ask for any specific information, it would be prudent if I could gauge what exactly you could do for me. What exactly your abilities of information gathering include, what restrictions you have, such as time. Obviously. One thing I know.
Time is relative. For us, Fae, moving in and out of your realm costs us more or less no time. But for anyone not privy to the corridors and passageways of the Feywild, you can end up minutes later, years later, centuries. You understand the gist. As far as restrictions, obviously I can't break into any place, so if you're asking about a specific government, or you want to know, does Lord Chamberlain of Aethridge trim his toenails, gonna be a hard no from me, because that requires a lot of infiltration that isn't in my purview. But if you are, say, looking for things to be gathered from current existing sources, say papers, books, word of mouth, I could gather that. And it would not matter the distance or the location, but again, if it's anything that's heavily fortified, places where my people could get killed, or just areas that are notoriously dangerous, would not happen.
See, and forgive me for the rather surface question, but just as a clarification, when you say time is relative, that does not mean that you can gather information from the future. Our future.
No. Definitely not. I mean that for us, like for you, it would take you a couple of months to travel to, say, Eloran, maybe even a year, depending on your method of transportation. For me, seconds.
Right, yeah. That is what I assumed.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said time is relative.
Then it seems that what I want is fairly clear. Oh, kind of like gives a 1,000-yard stare for a second. I'm not sure, frankly, if I'm going to like the answer to this question, but I want to know in total detail the fate of an organization called the Freedom Initiative and someone by the name of Dre James Payton.
He looks at you and he goes, "This information I can gather." And he extends a hand to shake to you, and you, he is a very, regal-looking individual. He has, on each hand, he has at least, 2 or 3 rings. His fingernails are a little grown out, though, but they are very well manicured and filed. He extends his hand to you and he goes, "Do we have a deal?"
He shakily holds up his hand and shakes it. I believe we do.
He very gently shakes your hand and just goes, "Well then, on that note, in terms of my payment, I will not take the letter until I have delivered you your information. But I would like to go ahead and dictate the letter, if that is at all possible."
Yes, of course.
All right, excellent. Let's see. It should start with something personable. "My sweetest Manvolio." And he goes to dictate the letter that he wishes you to write, which ends up spanning roughly like 4 paragraphs.
Well, Darrow, who's written books on magic, is not particularly fazed by the task, even if he did just recently relearn his ability to write.
Yeah, and he goes, and then like as it wraps, he goes, "With sincere love and admiration." I'm sorry, I never actually caught your name.
The letter will be signed by me.
Preferably? I mean, you could always just put, like, you don't have to actually put your full name. Like, you could just be like, you know what? I have a name that I would love to see addressing me a letter.
And what name would that be?
Signed with the most sincere love and admiration, Peter Quill of Vintelia.
Then.
Sorry. Ventallia umlaut.
Kind of like he's debating whether he uses his own name or not, and he's like, "Very well, Peter. Well, then." Kind of like looks up to you for the rest of the spelling again.
Oh, Vintalia, Ventillia umlaut.
Right. Kind of like grimacing as the writing the name Peter Quill kind of pains him a bit, but he does it.
He takes it and just goes, "Excellent," and he folds the letter and seals it with a kiss, and then hands it to you and goes, "Well, I'll go ahead and get that information. I'll be back in." He kind of like zones out for a minute. And he goes, "How about we say like 3 weeks minimum, 3 months maximum?"
I'd say that sounds like a fair arrangement.
All right. Well, it is a pleasure as always to meet you. Again,
Darrow Alex.
Darrow Axonoff the second. I am Manvolio. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. And kind of like this, one of those almost out of habit, one of those like aristocratic diplomatic bows.
Oh, he loves it, and just equally overly aristocratic diplomatic bows.
Great. All right. Perfect. Thank you for, well, following your curiosity. Though I must say from now on, preferably knock, please.
Yes, of course. Well, duly noted. And I shall leave you to your business.
Thank you. Good luck.
As he takes a few steps, throws open like your wardrobe, and then just steps in and closes the doors.
Great. He cocks his head curiously, and then he waits a few seconds, and then he goes and opens the wardrobe.
Nothing. There's no one there. It's the power of the Feywild.
Power of the Feywild.
On
I
that.
must.
that was-
He kind of like goes to his journal and dictates like a note out loud. Note to self: study Feywild at some point.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. That'll be it for me.
All right, so we'll go ahead and shift perspective to Carenia and Saoirse out by the pond, just chilling and vibing. And chilling.
Yeah, they're like sitting there. I guess does Saoirse say anything for it, or does she just stay quiet?
I'll stay quiet.
She lets be quiet for a little bit, and just in case, and then she kind of pipes up. I keep doing gesture. Hey, Saoirse.
Yeah?
Do you mind if we talk for just a little bit?
Sure. What's up?
She like looks. Well, you can't even tell her she's looking. She like faces her head towards the water, and then turns it towards the big old house and stuff. I mean, I guess a first thing would be to kind of ask. So you're like a noble?
I'm a baroness. Yes.
Like the big old house is yours.
Currently, yes. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to be sure of all of this. It's pretty cool. How are you doing?
Not amazing. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's understandable. I kind of got like I mean, I guess like snippets of things that had happened, like bad stuff in the woods, and then I mean, I don't know exactly what like happened with everything, or like what happened here.
Oh. She'll give Carenia a basic rundown of what happened and what Saoirse did.
More to process. Got it. She's like nodding throughout the thing. Face understanding and a little. I'll say understanding for a start.
Do you not know what happened, Star?
Oh no, I know what happened.
Okay.
She's just like, yes. Okay, and like you explained everything, like what happened with your family and all that stuff. Oh yeah. I need to look away from the chat.
I'm not looking.
Yeah, that is it. What?
Mhm.
Mm, well, I don't really know too much of what to say like about it, but mm, I don't know, like if it's the right thing to say, but it's like on one side, you had your reasons,
Mm.
but then for me, it's on the other side of well, not so much has happened, and
Yeah.
then what happened with. I'm sorry to hear, by the way, but
Hmm?
oh, like how many family members have you had died now? Like your uncles and
Um,
parents.
God. Um, yeah. Both my parents, my uncle, and I've had other family members pass, but I wasn't as close.
Mm. As a player, like you explain like how they died too. Just making
Uh,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
If she asks, she will tell, but she'll keep it at, either they were killed or they passed.
Loading screen. Wait, what happened at the end? Did you guys kill them, or I kind of forgot myself.
Hmm?
Did you explain how like the uncle died and then like he got poisoned and
He, from what we know, he was ill and
so like basic rundown and like you included getting poisoned in there or no?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, that. Hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
why are people trying to assassinate like you and Darrow? Well,
Uh,
Darrow, I don't know about you just because of
uh,
your.
well, apparently I have had a half brother on my father's side. He wanted the family title, so he wanted to kill me. Get it.
Hmm. Half brother, like
Yeah.
I don't know the exact timeline of things, or if I'm able to even like ask any follow-ups, that's a lot, and it. I mean, process words so hard.
It's it's okay. I'm still processing everything too.
That's understandable. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear for your losses, and of course everything else that happens in before and after. I think.
Thank you. I'm sorry you got kidnapped. And that you lost Jenkins.
No, no, no. It's all good. They called me sick.
But
Don't call.
oh no. We missed you a lot.
She gives like a really warm smile, like I miss you guys too, like very much. She like gives her a hug, she'll allow it.
She'll lean on she'll lean on your shoulder.
I really hope you guys will be okay. And like, I mean, if you want to talk about anything, like, I mean, I don't know if it's alright, like, or if you're even able to say like how you're like feeling. Like, I mean, I assume one of them is, or the emotion is angry, and then other stuff with that fall guy.
Yeah. I guess I'm just still a bit overwhelmed with how everything has gone down. I mean, it's all happened really quickly. And I guess I wanted a break, but well, Fall didn't really see it that way. Or at least, I don't know. I really don't like him at all. And I guess I've thought about it. I understand his motives, and they're justifiable. It's just, I just can't bring myself to like him at all. And so, if this is how the group's gonna keep going, I just don't want anything to do with him right now, or ever. So, yeah.
I feel like not just talk to him and just. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, that's completely understandable. Or at least I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, like how in the first place he kind of. I'm assuming I was told he kind of like threatened you guys, but how maybe not. How did?
Yes,
Okay, I believe I was asleep for that too.
You were drunk. Like, very drunk.
So unlike me. See, I can't be called sleeping, and this is what happened.
You're fine. Don't worry. Just give it like you saved yourself some trouble.
It's like a wince of a grimace, and it's just, I don't know. I really wish I could have been here, but I know there's no changing that.
You're here now. That's pretty good. At least I think so.
Yeah, after getting beat up from trying to escape multiple times, and then losing Kingy, and then losing someone. I don't know.
No, I understand. I get it. I guess we all got stuff we wish could change, but it is what it is, I guess, in the end, so yeah.
It's understandable that you don't want to deal with all of this as well, because as I'm still trying to process it, get a better understanding. Like, I'm sure no one will blame you for not wanting to be involved with a character. I hope that's the right word, such as Fall. This elegant guy, right? I kind of forgot myself, not gonna lie. Yeah, this random person. Thank you, Hello. This random elven guy that popped into the room and said, "Do this or else," kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's understandable. It's like, even if we take some downtime after this before we set out again, it's like also still understandable if you don't change your mind. Because it looks around. Okay, Alicia, listen. I'm having doubts. As soon as I said alright, but I mean, in the end, I'll most likely be going with my brother to by his side.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. I wanna go with everyone. I wanna help everyone. I really enjoy being around everyone. It's just I don't want to keep fearing that every time we go out, I'm gonna die or one of you guys are gonna die.
Hmm.
And we just went through something like that, and then not even a day later we're sent, or at least asked to go back out and do it again.
Hmm.
So, I'm so sorry, I can't. The moths are so fucking huge, and I can see them bouncing off my window.
Thunk.
They are literally going bonk. It's so loud. I'm surprised it's not being picked up.
No, Moth.
Yeah.
Go to lamp jail. Bonk.
There's a lamp right here.
Hold the door, I got you.
Turn it off.
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh,
My
sorry,
eyes.
Darrow. Don't worry,
Damn,
I
you
got
killed June twice?
Yeah. It was bound to happen.
you.
The stuff.
Anyway, back to scene.
Oh, sorry.
That is so good.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, it's
Okay.
all good. It's hard to keep character when funny stuff is happening in the background.
Choke.
God, the choking. Loading screen. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no matter what or what you do, whether it's, well, whatever this quote-unquote job is that Fall wants us to do, or let's say something even as simple as just sailing, there's always the risk, and, well, it is hard. If you have a journey, or you want to, I think, be around the people that you've grown attached to, it's, well, I'd like to say it's worth the risk, but it's understandable when, after you really see the risk, you feel like, yeah, it's a, it's a lot. So yeah, no matter what you decide, though, I know hopefully we'll all be friends, or if, you know, it's just like, after hearing a lot, and I mean a lot, it doesn't sound too much like you guys are like, well, I hope you all are like friends, and not like, oh yeah, acquaintances or something like that.
It's wishful thinking, but I really feel like I enjoy everyone's company. I don't feel close to everyone, but I definitely enjoy being around everyone. I'd like to call you guys friends, but I don't know how everyone else feels. Can't talk for them.
Well, I sure hope everyone else sees you as much as a friend as I do, because I really cherish you as a friend. And sorry, just sound like a friend zoned it. Moving on.
No, that's completely fine.
God damn it, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I really cherish you as a friend and a person, because, you know, even if you're like, I can't function. Damn it, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, I see you as a really good friend of mine, even if we do not talk like, we haven't talked too much. Yeah, I see us as a really good friends.
Likewise.
All right, right as you say. Right as you say. Likewise, Lucien and Howl come strolling down the hill.
Well, notice them and I give them a wing wave and then like turn back to Saoirse real quick, like, whether you decide to stay with us or not, I would, at least me personally, would love to continue being good friends with you.
Smile. I like that.
Gives her a big hug.
Oh!
Don't worry, it's
Thank
very
you.
gentle.
Okay.
Nice pat.
Squints.
As
Yeah.
How much force you putting behind this hug?
Oh no, it's like a very gentle and friendly hug, like she doesn't even have muscles, it's just really warm. Bear hug.
Oh.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you didn't reopen her stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She'll hug you back.
Hal just like squints.
Exactly.
Just you just handing them out, huh? I see how it is.
Didn't take you for a whore.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm too comfortable there.
Hold Saoirse's hand. I'm kidding.
She runs over.
Does she like the full clothes?
She doesn't know why you're holding her hand.
I see that hand, I swear.
It's okay. She hasn't done it yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Alright, I should have fun. You go.
Huh?
Good.
Or you? What?
Back to my room.
Alright.
Have fun.
What am I? The fuck am I? What?
Have fun.
You get?
Oh, okay, bye, Halo.
Oh, bye.
I imagine they just
Oh, wait,
don't
bye.
see how.
Hi.
No, Hal just does the peace sign. Clink of
Mm.
eyes.
Goes invisible.
Right.
Yep.
Batman swooshes out of there.
Alright. Great. Morning. Morning, guys.
Oh, that's really weird.
Howell wanted to know if you two wanted to come wine tasting with us later today.
Mine isn't too much my cup of tea, but I mean, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Bye.
Oh, hey, Lucien.
How can I help you?
I just wanted to. I want to see how you're doing. Just make sure you're okay, because I heard like yelling, and I just wanted to be sure it's like stuff.
Right. Just working through it.
Excuse me. Like everything that's happened, you're working through it.
My own way.
Oh no, you can do it. You're very strong.
Yeah, alright.
It's his big if he laughs.
Alright, well, I'm not that close to you right now. I'm not. You're on the bench. I'm just standing
There's a
around.
bench.
You're
We are not
down
sitting
there.
on a bench.
Oh, what are you
Oh,
saying?
you like stood up.
I was sitting on the ground.
Okay.
Sitting on the ground with her feet in the
Hard
water.
to pat someone on the back when you're on the ground.
Oh,
No,
excuse
her arm just extends.
Meow.
me.
So who's gonna invite Darrow to one taste?
I was gonna, but you weren't here.
Yeah, I know that's the issue.
Yeah, she's doing
Oh.
Come here,
Yeah.
girl.
My eye.
Cool.
You know, as long as you're doing okay, abortion, you need anything, you know.
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried about you.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. You need to worry. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Inside check.
Inside check.
Shit.
Give me that dice.
I am gonna roll so shit. Let's go. Yep.
Yup.
I got this.
Don't even have to do anything.
This Lucian is made out of Lucian.
So that's 13 plus 8.
Oh wow. 21?
It's 21.
21.
Do you want? Should I roll this set?
I mean, are you hiding your sadness?
Not really. Not really.
Then no, you don't have to even roll. Like even Saoirse would figure it out.
Damn.
His eyes. Oh yeah, I also need to talk to you about something later, Lucian, if that's okay.
Oh, that sounds like a fun conversation. All right. Yep. Mhm.
I hope it's
Great.
lovely.
Great.
Still pats him on like side with her wing. Yeah, I got
Stop.
you, bitch.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
No, seriously. stuff.
Who, me or scaring?
No, Wing.
Oh yeah, she stopped.
Yes.
She knows boundaries, you know, like, okay, you don't like that, that's cool.
Perish.
Was I told you, what did you ask, by the way?
I already said we're going wine tasting. Me and Hal. You two want in? And you said yes.
Okay, that's all. Jumps in pot. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Gonna lay down there.
Oh, but
I appreciate that at least one of you was concerned about the wildlife.
Yeah, I was about to go. Oh, that's.
Yes,
Oh, the
kid.
poor fish.
No. Oh, wait, when is wine tasting?
We're
Just
gonna
look at the
find
fire,
out.
right?
But I don't know a place. I was gonna see if Saoirse did, but yeah.
Hope you have
I
a
can
good day.
probably check if there's anything.
Yeah, I'll just ask Rasheen. She probably knows. Someone.
Yeah.
All right. Later.
goes
Bye.
invisible. Peace.
Wait, Hal just standing there invisible watching the whole thing.
Eat some
Stare.
No, I'm kidding. Unless Hal's actually still there.
I
Stares
wonder
for
why I
Uh,
stare at you like
So
this.
yeah, Lucien leaves.
Yeah.
All right, as you're walking up the hill, you pass Silas on his way down.
Oh no.
He's like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah.
Just keep walking.
Oh,
Don't even look at him.
wow.
Okay then, as he just walks down to Saoirse and Carenia, and he goes, "May we talk?"
Who's he saying that to?
He's talking to the one who he knows.
I'm like, I don't know. He just came down.
Silas, this is Carenia. Carenia, this is Silas.
Ah,
My
pleasure.
brother.
He kind of like flinches, but in a good way at the use of the word brother.
Yeah. Oh, that is so nice.
He goes, "I thank you for looking out for my sister."
I didn't.
Okay then.
She has like a small smile on her face. It's trying to be pleasant.
He just looks at like more intently at Saoirse. He's like, may we talk
Mhm. Yeah.
privately?"
Yeah, sure.
Should I go
Take-
or should?
No, it's
like,
okay.
I mean, I
Take my
can
feet out of the water.
just-
It's okay.
No, you should stay. I'll go fly around.
Oh.
It's nice and cozy here, right?
She looked at Silas. Do you want to talk here or somewhere else?
He goes, here's fine."
Okay.
Karina literally flies away. Back
Yeah.
into the house.
He looks at you, Saoirse, and he goes, "You could have stayed seated if you wished."
It's okay. She'll sit back down.
You may want to keep your feet out of the water for a little bit, though. They are starting to prune.
No.
I
Nah.
just, he's just like, it's like concerned, but he's awkward.
She'll take her feet out and just put them in the grass.
He's like, I'm glad you made it back. I was concerned. And I wanted to talk to you because he's just like, he's having trouble with words. He's like, I want to know what you want to do.
Regarding
Just in general, what do you want to do?
I don't even think I know.
I'm familiar with that feeling. For the longest time, I wanted nothing more than to restore my family and take over the Bonfil name, and now that I have restored my family and have made amends with you and your side of the family, I find myself at a loss as to what I want out of life. Obviously, I am going to be kept busy regardless with fixing all of Cousin Bartholomew's ventures, but I think more than anything, what I want is to help you and make your life more pleasant. I spent a lot of time wrapped up in my own head about how my father was wronged by your father. That I never really considered how it must have been for you. I mean, Rayon had stories, but it couldn't have been easy.
Yeah.
So I come with a proposal, and I don't want this to sound like a mad grab for power, or being a shitty brother, or
Do you want to sit down?
he just looks down. He's like, on the grass,
It's just grass.
and he just like he pauses for a minute, then he takes off his jacket and he hangs it up on the tree nearby, and he sits down. He sits crisscross applesauce.
Hey, she is too.
And he's just like,
You want me to be quick? Family business?
I would like to take over so you can have more time to explore your passions and who you are and just what joys you want out of life. It strikes me that you've had a lot of time where you've had to put on a front and a face for other people. And I want you to be able to experience life like I did. You know, I didn't have everything growing up, but I had my father. I had opportunity to explore what I wish to do in life and find my own way and find peace with myself and happiness. I would like that for you as well. Because I see a lot of pain when I see you. And I don't mean like emotional pain from me, obviously, but you've been through a lot, and I don't think you've ever really had time for rest. You've had time for distraction, but not rest. And well, if you'd like, I can offer that.
You really want to take over the family business?
Well, I mean, it's about... It has been keeping steady for 25 years, but I would like to see ways we could improve it and grow it. And I'm definitely, like, Cousin Bartholomew can stay, but he's literally not in charge of anything.
Yep.
Like, I would be afraid to give that man a shovel and have him, like, farm. You farm with a shovel, right?
No, not really. I mean, there are plenty of different tools and well, working utensils too, you know, for different kinds of farming.
That is going to be something I'll need to familiarize myself with. If I do take over the business, I would like to be relatively involved, understand how the work affects people and what we can do to make lives better.
I think you're the perfect person to run it.
Kind of smiles softly at that.
So smile softly back.
He's like, I did bring paperwork. I left it in the office, just in case you weren't in.
Okay.
And do you want? He just kind of like pauses halfway through what he's saying. He's like, do you want to talk about it?
About what?
He kind of like looks kind of at the pond like a little vacantly, and he's like, I have heard stories of the Dreaming Wood, and quite frankly, you're the first people to make it out. Like, people can cross to the other side, some people don't return at all, and some people flee after a few moments, but you're the first to make it to the heart of the forest and return. And I want to know if you are okay, and if not, do you wish to talk about it?
She'll nod.
He just kind of like gently takes your hand. He goes, let's talk then.
She'll give him a squeeze. And she'll tell him everything that happened.
He listens intently. His expression never really changing. But you can see in his eyes, like, how what you're saying is reaching him, and affecting him. And at the end of everything that you say, like, once you finally finish up and you, like, there's an adequate enough pause, he pulls you in for an awkward sibling hug.
Oh. Oh. She's misty-eyed. She'll give him a side hug too. That's very awkward as well.
He just kind of like awkwardly pats you on the back. Like, gently, though. Like, the first time that he does it, I think it's a little too hard, and he sees how you wince, and then he, like, very softly. Like, it goes from one hard pat to the back, wince, to, like, he's, like, doing, like a golf clap, almost. Like, just tap, 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 tap.
Sorry, I hurt my back there.
Yes, you mentioned I forgot.
It's fine. It's okay.
I can't imagine what that would have been like, having anyone's worst fears realized. I want you to.
I'm glad it's done. Oh.
Well, I'm glad it's done too. I just I wanted you to know that running away isn't a weakness. You can stand your ground, and in some cases it's called bravery, and in other cases it's foolish. The point of fear is that we know when to run. And for some people, they stand in the face of danger despite that fear. And others decide to run. Neither makes one weak. It is just a difference in preference. For one who stands in the face of great danger and knows no fear is foolish, and one who runs unafraid to leave their fellows to die is a coward. But one who runs because they know that they must live to face something else is strong. And one who knows that they can stand against what they're facing despite their fear is also strong. You, my sister, you are not a coward. You have something much more important waiting for you. And so, if ever you feel that fear again and you feel the need to flee, don't feel ashamed for doing so. Because I would much rather have you home alive than be brought to me in a box. And for what it's worth, considering your companions, I highly doubt that there will be a need for you to stand and hold the line.
I sure hope not. They're very strong people.
And he gets up and he grabs his coat and he goes, well, everything is drawn up, and oh, before I forget. And he reaches into his coat and he pulls out 6 tickets. And he goes, there's a formal event happening later tonight. It is not necessarily an announcement party. I do want to let you know that I did hold one while you all were gone, just letting people know that the Bonfil clans had all come together under one banner. And I'll probably have to make an announcement sometime soon that, depending on if everything is amicable in the forms I drew up and you find them agreeable, then I will announce my head of the family. But the event is just it's for a product line that your uncle and my father had been working on for a while. It's a series of wine, and so it's kind of like a formal tasting, but it is more like a product launch than anything else, and I would appreciate it if you all would be able to come. Please dress your companions in something nice. No offense to your tiefling friends, but the winged one dresses wildly, and your other friend, with the black skin and the silver eyes, he dresses like a peasant. And I don't mean like a good peasant, like, a farmer, or I mean like a beggar.
Okay, you can be nicer.
I just want him to wear something nice. I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
I'll talk to them.
And I appreciate that they are there for you and protect you. And they can wear whatever they want, honestly. I don't mind, but at a formal event I would like them to dress, formally.
Okay.
I also included in the contracts some ongoing business that might need attention.
Okay.
But, if you would prefer I handle it, you can just sign the papers and have them sent back over via courier. But if you wish to take a look at the documents and assess them for yourself, you are more than welcome to do so.
Okay. I'll head in a little bit and I'll take a look.
Excellent. And he puts on his jacket and gives you one last hug before he makes his way up the hill.
How long was that conversation? Really?
Considering that Saoirse, actually talked about everything that happened in the Dreaming Woods, probably at least, 15, 20 minutes. Maybe 30 tops if it dragged on.
How long or how many times could Karenia, basically
Oh my
flew around
God.
the house because she doesn't really know exactly how to maneuver in it still, so she's like, oh, I'll just wait till her flies around.
So you would have just been flying around the house the whole time like a crazy person?
Just the awkward sees Karina go by counting. 2.
She would have
Three.
looked around to check out the
4.
house, and then she would have just oh, there's still bugs in it. Yeah.
Probably, given your fly speed, probably at least 5 times.
A good workout.
Well, I'm just saying at least 5. You could have gone more if you were going faster. I feel like at some point, Rasheen would have absolutely stopped you because she would have seen you flying around the house and just, come out and, waved a broom at you and, cursed at you in Elvish.
Oh, yeah, I don't understand that, but I'm going to come down. She would have started making it a contest after maybe the 3rd loop, and then she gets I bet I could go around this house 8 times, and then she gets waved. Oh, hey, can you take me show me around the hill so I know where to go? By the way.
Rasheen gives you a, while Saoirse is talking, she gives you a detailed tour of the house.
Yay!
So we need you to make an intelligence check because she's gonna give you, a lot of history.
Oh God.
Excuse me. No, don't worry about this. Wait, intelligence check?
Wait, intelligence.
Don't worry, guys. Where is it? There it is. Wait, so I add my total to it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah! I'm on fucking fire. Wait, unskilled, that is a 18 plus 3.
21.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're able to remember a lot of the history that she throws your way, and you now know the layout of the entire house.
Oh, that's really
Nice.
nice. Thank you for this very detailed tour. You are very nice. Wait, I was going to say nice and kind. Very smart, wise, and kind. Thank you for all of this.
It is the least I could do for the friends of Saoirse. Now, on that note, I will probably see if she is free to make desserts. And Rashine's gonna go find you to do the lavender lemon squares. But in the meantime, I've been working my way through some of these events, but I realized that there's one person who I haven't gotten to do any events with. Yeah. Doc, what you doing right now? Where's Lucien at?
I'm angrily painting a Picasso corpse surrounded by body parts equally Picassoed.
Jesus Christ.
As you are in the art,
My interpretation of the soul for the day.
as you are angrily painting, there's a knock at the door to the art lounge. Did you close it or leave it open?
I probably closed it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a knock then.
What?
Your training, it begins anew.
Wait. No. Oh, fuck. Listen, not... Get... What was your name again? Shit.
He is like, I
Chet?
take
No,
I
no, you're
take
not
some
Chet.
offense to this, but I understand that the name Penn Risewell is not known
Penn
to
Risewell.
all.
Right. Listen, not really in the mood today. How did Rasheen, did you talk to Rasheen?
I did. I asked. Well, first I asked around town for the delightful man with the white hair and purple robes, and people weren't really sure who I was talking about. So then I created an artistic representation, and people pointed me to the Bonfil estate. Once here, I asked the staff about you once again presenting my artistic representation, and they told me you were here. And now I have walked these halls aimlessly for 20 minutes. But that is my fault for not asking directions to the art lounge.
Penn Risewell? How do you spell that? Never mind.
It is P-A-N space R-I-S-E-W-E-L-L.
Forget it. Got it. Thought it was like, it spelled like rye, like, rye bread. Might have been.
God damn it, I have to see a notary!
Yeah.
As you hear him throw something down in anger.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Star, I don't know how Rasheen's name is spelled. Nyla spells it.
I
What?
already did.
What did you want? Again? What did you want?
To continue your education in the way of sandwich.
I'm not getting an education. If you, like, have a new recipe or something, then that'd be great. But
I do.
do you mean you want... Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to get me to... Yeah, okay. Yeah, kitchen's down the hall, left. Make a left, another left. And go right. And you'll find it.
Excellent.
Yep.
So are you coming or not?
I look back at the canvas. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put that canvas like at the back of all the ones leaned against the wall to hide them. Yeah.
As you open the door, your bugbear friend awaits, and he offers you his artistic representation, which is basically just like it's bread that's shaped like Lucian's face.
Oh.
It's very
Wow.
nicely done though. It's like really high quality pastry.
Oh, you forgot the light source is a little different. If you like cut more of the bread off like the top there, you can make more of it. Anyway, yeah, this looks great. Wow, thank you.
If you cut into it, there is purple filling.
What's the filling made of? Just purple or?
It is a blend of grape, blackberry, and boysenberry.
What's boysenberry? I know what that is. What's boysenberry? I've never had boysenberry.
It is delightful.
Okay. I'm gonna take a bite.
It is very fruity.
That tastes delicious.
I'm glad you
thanks.
enjoy.
Yeah. You know what? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. I'll show you the kitchen. They're not gonna have your they might not have everything you got back at your shop, so it might have to improvise a little bit.
This is
I don't know
fine.
I don't know if they have the industrial hammer or the industrial saw yet, but you know, working on it.
This is fine. I need not fancy things. When I first started, all I had was a mallet and a dream.
Right.
A dream is the name of my whisk.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's go.
So yeah, he follows you to the kitchen.
You're gonna need a hairnet. Just kidding. But yeah, go wild. Go ham.
He looks around the
Go
kitchen.
pan. No,
I like it.
yeah.
As he looks around the kitchen and kind of like inspects everything, and he goes, "Yes, this will do." As he grabs a knife off the counter, kind of tests the weight, and looks over the ingredients before him, and he goes, "Excellent!" And he hands you a head of lettuce. He goes, "Start slicing."
Oh. Yes. Right. Got it. I start cutting the lettuce.
He then hands you tomatoes.
As we work and as I work, I'm gonna ask him. Hey, Pan, you ever kill a man?
Many times.
Really?
I was not always a baker.
Do you ever regret any of them? The people you killed?
For some, yes. For others, no. But it does carry a weight to it with each life, no matter my personal enjoyment on the taking. He begins mixing ingredients for a type of bread, and he finishes the batter or the dough and pops it in the oven. Kind of keeps a close eye on it, and he goes, it's Star. First off, it's still the morning. Like, it hasn't even hit 10 a.m. yet. Like, and he keeps a close eye on it, and he goes, "Tell me, were the martial arts something you chose because you were drawn to them? Or was it something you felt you needed to do?"
It's hard to remember, honestly. That was just kind of how life was. I don't think I've known anything else.
If I may ask, why do you paint?
Something my old teacher used to say. Ramble about whenever I wasn't good enough. Whenever one lesson of his I never quite figured out, never quite mastered. To paint the soul, or my soul, or it's gotten blurred, but yeah.
He chuckles at this.
I tried showing him like a blank slate once with like a few like dapples of paint. Thought that might be clever, but yeah, no. And so now I've just gotten into like abstract shit, you know. I don't know.
And what shape should your soul take?
Oh, who's to say? Who's to say? I don't know. I'm just trying to get a firm grasp on it to... Maybe that's what I need to figure out. To just try and wrangle it together for once. So I can... God. You... Never mind. Anyway, the bread's ready.
He pulls.
Looks like.
He goes, "It may look this way, but..." And he waits about, say about 15 more seconds. And then he pulls the oven open really quickly and pulls the bread right out. And sets it on the counter to cool. He goes, "Just because something looks like it is achieved everything it needs to does not mean that it is perfect. Nothing in life can truly be perfect, but..." And he begins to, like, after a few moments, he, like, the bread, even though it's still warm, he pops it right out, and he begins slicing it, and he takes the lettuce you've pulled, and he kind of, like, carefully places it after pulling out, like, a sauce from his pouch and putting it on there, and places the lettuce, and then he heads into her pantry and pulls out some cured meat and begins carefully slicing it, and is just like, "Just because something appears beautiful on the outside, perfect even, does not mean it is ready. Things, all good things, take time and patience. And human beings, as well as elves and dwarves and orcs and..." he taps his chest, "bugbears, take different levels of time and patience." As he finishes assembling the sandwich and places it together, he goes, "And one person's life is not measured by their own accomplishments. It is measured by the lives they connect with, the bonds they forge, and the lessons they take from each person they have crossed paths with in their lifetime. All these things, like ingredients," and he hands you the sandwich, "make something beautiful."
I take a bite of the sandwich.
It's not as good as the last one you had, but for some reason, like, it's exactly what you need to eat right now. Like, the taste of it reminds you of home.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by.
He nods and just goes, "The image of the soul is a hard lesson to master, but I have confidence you will unravel the mystery of it soon."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he sets a rock down on the counter and just goes, "I hope this will help you." And he gathers his things and leaves. He cleans up after himself, of course. Like, he tidies up the place. And then he
Rock.
gathers his stuff and leaves.
The man just left a rock on the counter.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
Check it out.
there's a carving in it. It is in Elvish.
What does it say?
Mastery of form leads to mastery of self. And then on the back it just says, any trade can... It's like, or it says, enough time spent on any endeavor makes one a master. It just takes time and patience.
I'm fucking feeling patience, but alright. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Good lunch. Good lunch. Oh, wait, I was supposed to meet the entree.
On that note, I'm not gonna do
No.
too much today, just because Josh isn't here. We will we'll go ahead and save Jenkins' funeral till next time. Just because I want to go ahead and make sure that everyone is capable of being present for that. And then we'll go ahead and get to like other events as well, like the wine tasting and things like that. I'll go ahead and say that in the day currently, it's probably about 11 a.m. So when we start next session, we'll go ahead and start with Viantra and Howl's discussion at like 10 a.m. and then we'll move into Viantra and Lucien, and then we'll get to funeral time, and then we'll have other stuff go down. Does that work for everyone?
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and wrap tonight's session. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight for another fun, exciting session of Distant Wanderers. I like that this one was a lot more low-key than the last one. It didn't cause, any immediate long-lasting trauma.
What you?
What are you talking about?
Really?
I don't know. I have pretty bad PTSD from the name Peter Quill Walker. That wasn't cool.
Oh, actually, though?
Nah, you're
I didn't... What?
No, not actually.
Oh, okay.
You're pulling your leg.
With that, I've been Walkmania XE. As always, the real stars of the show are my role players. Doc playing Lucien Vale. Star playing Carenia Casares.
Stop being real.
Nylosaur playing Saoirse Bonfil.
Hello.
Colin playing Darrow Axonoff II.
Ah.
And Zemi playing Howl Percival Evangeline.
I actually play Viantra.
I play Viantra.
And Josh Kaposh, who's not here, playing Viantra Casares. Ha, there. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's me. That's really me. That's my ambient.
Oh no, Carenia, I have Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch blast.
Eldritch Blast.
And with that, we wish you all a lovely evening. Good night.
Have a swag.
Bye.
No.